Hello guys, good afternoon everyone. How's life? How's it going? How you guys all doing? Hey Motion Man, hey Remota, hey Boss Face, hey Geek, hello guys, hello. Good afternoon. Already a little too late for morning, I guess. I guess a little too late for morning. Alright, so they promised the usual late start Sunday. It's gonna be no late start on next Sunday. Supposedly, for now, at least. I don't know like how the plans happen. I sometimes don't know nowadays, man. This visit is like insane. It's been a month I'm here, and it feels like it was already like a few months because it was like so much shit happening, so much moving around and everything, and so many like people to meet and stuff that I am already kinda feeling that it was way more than 1 month. So yeah, we'll see. But supposedly gonna be fine. Gonna be just Saturday next week. Just Saturday, maybe even I managed to do like a short stream on Saturday, but we'll see. Kinda doubt it. We'll see though, maybe. Because gonna be my friend's birthday, so another one. And probably gonna go like barbecuing and stuff, and we might start kinda early, so I don't know if I will be able to do a short one, because I also like right now a little further away from where my friends are, so I'll need to take like an hour train there. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna schedule probably a day off, but maybe if I'll have enough time, and then might happen, but I kinda doubt it. I guess I kinda go a little early-ish, probably. We'll see. Not so sure. This time at least not I am like kinda. Well, I mean I will need to organize a bunch of stuff, but at least like arranging of like the barbecue and the spot is not on me, so that is good already. That is already good, because last time it was all on me. I also ended up, just like arranging everything, and ended up with like the net negative, a complete big net negative in my bank account. That is not good. So this time at least it's not gonna be me. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. Hey Window, hello. How we doing? So yeah, gonna be doing the gaming news recap. I see like in the feeds there is not that much this week for some reason. At least like on a couple of sources, so I don't know, maybe like the vacation season started, or people already moving to like kind of early, I guess, for Gamescom to go there. It's next week. Maybe people started already preparing and moving. Not sure, but yeah, kind of like sort of less news, sorta. Not that much less, but a little less. 500 hello. Still as usual, like on Insider Gaming, there's a whole bunch of stuff again to dig through, but it's also a bunch of irrelevant things there, I guess, let's put it that way. Alright, so let's get to it. So you're gonna do the recap. How long will it take? We'll see. And yeah, like tomorrow, RPG Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, gonna be maybe later starts, we'll see. But there's gonna be longer streams because we're gonna have Gamescom opening night live on Tuesday, and on Wednesday we're gonna have Future Game Show. I think both of them, let me double check, but I think both of them like 9 p.m. Yeah, so Tuesday 21, 9 p.m. Gamescom opening night, but they have pre-show at 7:30 actually. Oh, that's a long pre-show there. But I mean, I guess sure I'm gonna be live anyway, so might as well watch that. And Future Game Show is on Wednesday, also 9 p.m. No. That's my time zone, dude. I was getting confused with all these like auto adjustments and like some services and stuff. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. It's a 6:30 pre-show, 8 p.m. Gamescom opening night live, then Future Game Show 8 p.m. Wednesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday we have some reactions to do. Eka Geek, thank you for the streak, thank you sir. So yeah, gonna be checking all that stuff next week. And then Thursday I'll be off then. That's probably the plan. Thursday gonna be off, I also visit friends, my brother also, we'll see him. But yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, gonna be a bit longer ones. Saturday, probably off, but maybe a short one. Sunday, proper one next week, and yeah, Thursday off. So yeah, that's gonna be the plan for the whole next week, pretty much. Gonna post the schedule tomorrow, as usual, the Twitch schedule gonna be posted. And do be quite, quite consistent with that stuff. And next week maybe, well, after next week already. Maybe it will be kind of like more chill. We'll see. Not 100% sure yet. Whatever gonna appear, because like my friend, my dad's friend birthday is there, and I think he also like really wanted to see me after all my travels and everything. So we'll see. Like maybe I'll kind of try to go like low-key, you know, maybe I'll see him at my dad's birthday, which I'm kind of staying for anyway, like on 10th of September, so we'll see. Maybe I'll manage to get like somewhat more chill week. We'll see, because after that it's again like birthday fiesta, my birthday, then my dad's birthday, and then back to Armenia, and then I'm gonna grind probably in Armenia. It's gonna be time to get back to the grind until next travels in October already. I don't know, need to actualize the plans also, because like I'm gonna arrive like middle of September to Armenia, 1 month before moving again. I will need to get the plane tickets and all kind of figure out with my friends, so I hope we will have time. Because if not, I guess we'll go later. Might be an option too, like, I'm gonna skip like the Gamescom Asia, but like, whatever, I guess. It'd be kinda nice to catch that, but we'll see. Actually, let me check, did they announce like the actual visitor tickets? Because so far there was only business stuff for Gamescom Asia. And did they get them even? Before they're gonna like cancel it or something. Tickets, any regular visitor tickets. Need to get that too. And before they run out. Tickets available starting 1st of September. Alright, well, that's fine. That's alright then. Only business tickets for now. We'll see. Alright, so let's get it started then. See what is up on Steam and all that. The usual, the Forex Fest. And do we have a whole bunch of Paradox and Old Guard? Civilization Beyond Earth. That's kind of one I somewhat kind of got into the Civ back in the day. I mean, I didn't play Civ like since Civ 1 pretty much as a kid, but I wasn't really that much into it. And the Beyond Earth, despite like you know, kind of negative overall sentiment, I was still mixed even. Holy shit! Despite overall negative sentiment from, you know, the enjoyers of Civilization games, I did kind of get into like the Civ from that one, because it was very, I don't know how to say, like easy to get into, I guess. A little more interesting because sci-fi, for me at least, right? And in general, kind of a little more Civ light, I guess, experience. I got into it that way. Let's see, window, I see. I'm already stealing all the concepts, shaking my SMH. It do be like that, it do be like that. Civ 7 already 30% off. Let's see, still too expensive, man. Still. Terra Invicta is the Data Dink kind of stuff. This one. It seems like some dink shit there, right? And that's some dink shit right there. Mega Rigi still. Construct mighty steampunk airships and fly them into battle, waging war and conquering the sky. I mean, I guess there is a little bit of 4x going here, but not so sure. It doesn't feel that 4x, but I guess seems dink. It's dink, I see. I can see that. You can see that. Totally can see that. Very dink stuff. Yeah, all the paradoxin. The paradoxin all the way at the top. It's funny how I own pretty much all the base games, but like barely any DLCs though. The quality Paradox games, yeah. Total War also probably got a bunch, not even on sale. Shaken. shaking my SMH. Oh yeah, they did get a bunch. Holy. No, the DLCs for the second that you... Oh yeah, the second and first you cannot. Yeah, okay. So you can kind of combine the... for the Mega map from all 3 games. I see. So you can just buy them as DLCs for this one even. That's kind of nice, I guess. Gladius is good. Also probably already like the DLC galore there. Kinda. Actually, the full Amiga bundle, complete edition of $54. Alright. When the main game is like less than $2, that's quite a lot. I guess. That is quite a lot. The 3-point shop items. Pooga. I'm getting the free shit. Let's go. I love me some free shit. The collection. Got them. Easy life. Easy free shit. Training Games Festival. The World of Warplanes DLC. Is this even alive still? I thought that one is already kinda dead there. I guess not. Metro for $2. Well, I mean, regional prices too, though. Exit this a bit more. Cossacks, my friend was like recently, like literally yesterday, asking for like something like Cossacks, but not Cossacks. Already played too much of it. Not yielding strategies. Oh, then Bigfoot also? Damn, nice. That's quite the session with LA. I think there was like the Yeti also or something in the like the snow region or some stuff. And we actually got him bugged out and just destroyed. But then in fair play we got destroyed. That I remember. That I remember. And then the first Cossacks for $1 even. I think the old Cossacks were better though. Kinda better. Bunch of upcoming stuff. Alright, what else do we have? Some super recent fest. Oh, no, it's actually this kind of like some festival there too. The actual one. The 4th of March early access. That's a lot actually of people. Similar to Fallout 76 then. Interesting. In which way? Beat the Backroom. First limited event. Yep, son. The Backroom Racing now. Primitive Society Simulator. Oh man, who made this one? Not even Playway. I guess Playway is kind of a little different type of simulators, not this kind, usually. It's quite a lot of like this, like Primitive Society, you know, Stone Age strategies and stuff going on. Which is a nice thing. Just kind of wonder why all of a sudden so many of those. Everyone got interested in Stone Age. Are we preparing to go there once again? Are we preparing? Return to Moria. Like a Final Fantasy, like in Armenia and like in the whole region, just doesn't exist somehow. I even played that free trial on Steam, and now it just doesn't even exist. You click and it's gone. Stalker to 30% already. At some point I'll need to get it also, actually. Plus playing on Game Pass. I'll need to get it and play it again once they make more stuff going with it. Let's go into the popular stuff. Double like Souls. Monka S. Cute, funny, sexual content Souls-like. Okay. There's another RPG Maker Coomer game there. Gaben, why have that filter there? Well, I guess it's like not the full like adult only there or something. Until you get some patches and stuff. It was controversial, we hope so. It was like also released before other stuff. Let's see, let's see. And the classics out. Finally coming to Steam. Not yet really like farming that crazy, as you would expect from such classics. But maybe it's gonna get there. Remastered indie RPG classics. Similar to Hylics. I mean, bit of a stretch, but I guess. Oh yeah, the ink shade was actually the ink. Really good reviews. Don't need it at all. This one was looking pretty interesting. Like mixture of like a lot of things, and the style is really interesting. It looks cool, huh? It's cool with a little dog though. Actually, it's also because I guess Sun behind already again. The usual. The opinion. A well done inscription like roguelite. If it's too dark, mess with the light settings and the options. Alright, so it is actually too dark. Alright. Really just grinding more than skillful. Impossible for you to win a run or even get close without heavily grinding the meta currency to level up the characters. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I kind of like don't really like that shit, honestly. That's kind of me thing though, because also, you know, like so much stuff to play that, you know, you kind of want to have an opportunity to kind of like see as much as possible without too much grind. Not to mention that some games have that meta currency, meta progression grind way too dank. Then it also kind of feels like less impactful and everything. And just like grinding another roguelike for a while just to be able to finish. I rather kind of prefer, I guess, that you can like, you know, finish on like the regular difficulty. Somewhat kinda easy, I guess. Not easy, but you know, like normal. But then you get some sort of like, you know, the challenge modes, difficulty increases and everything, and that's where you need the meta progression. And that way I kind of like it more. But I guess then you also have people who just kind of like, you know, finish and think that, well, the game is over, you know. Why did I pay so much for that small amount of content, man? I was done it in a couple of hours. Hard to find balance, I guess. A journey over realm, eh? Turn-based tactics. It doesn't really seem like... Actually, it is, though. 2D turn-based game with the box-like map. Depends on the target audience. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's always the case. I'm just kind of like not sure. Are there actually people who like that approach, you know, like getting some sort of like roguelike, somewhat cheap, I guess, roguelike and stuff too, and just like dumping a shitload of time just to be able to get the meta progression, especially when meta progression is, you know, kind of like some boring stuff, as in like plain, you know, it's just gonna increase your damage and stuff, that kind of shit. Oh, so you basically explore and then you get into this kind of combat, alright. And sometimes you need a lot of runs to get that meta progression going too. So it might become a little annoying. That's the demo and stuff. Looks kinda already. At the bazaar. Illegal. So basically they switched the looks from what I heard, and they switched all the monetization model to pretty much like buy the characters. How about like the free-to-play stuff though? Like if you got the account that is free-to-play, how does that work now? Do you keep it, or do you still need to buy if you want to play? The reviews are really good though, so I guess there is some way. Yeah, Bazaar was actually really good. But I did kind of like it as a free game, you know, just kind of like hop in, do some run or two, and you good, eh? Having it as a buy-to-play stuff, not so sure. There is a lot of like also, you know, already. You need to know what is up there in terms of meta and shit. There's so much like stuff that was already there, and now there is even more stuff being added. And a whole lot of stuff being added. So knowing everything and understanding everything gets a little harder, but it is still kind of nice. I should return to it. I need to check actually how it works. Like, will my account just work, or do I still need to buy the game? Even if with the previous characters, I did have some sort of like, well, I maybe wouldn't say like pay to win, but like they did have some kind of like a little aggressive monetization at some point, but then they backtracked, so that's actually kind of nice. Education, foreign typing exploration. I think the language learning stuff. Education RPG teaching Japanese. I see. Immerse yourself in the language through interactive dialogues. It's Pony. I think Pony was interested in games like this. To learn the language. mean, that sounds kind of nice. Time for Ultan to hop on the train with his linguistic education in game dev. It's time to mix it. Time to combine. Abyssos. Actually very positive. They had some like issues at the start, I think, with as the usual. I think performance servers and all that stuff. Mostly servers, I guess. But looks like they fixed it. Looks like actually good. Both spongy and solo. So it's kind of like the roguelike shooter in the end. A loadout. Wield godly powers. Yeah, so like the roguelike part, I guess, is the powers you pick. 1 to 4 players FPS in a roguelite Brian Plonk adventure. I didn't really like the setting of this one. Like the setting, the looks I really like, but like roguelike shooter, man. I'd love to have some like, you know, proper like story game in such setting. That would be cool. But I mean, people enjoy this too, so why not? And another roguelike FPS. The people feasting. It's 1.0, alright. A roguelite FPS set in space. This one does seem pretty big though. You got the co-op and stuff too. Shooter has a good story in my opinion. Oof, that's a hard one. I'm not sure actually even. I am not so sure even. Like wish like shooters I even played with like with a good story there. Well, if you're taking like first person. Like obviously there's like stuff like Max Payne and everything, you know. And even Doom kinda has a decent story for my taste, like the new Doom is it. At least I kinda like it. At least I kinda like it. Yeah, I mean, people like Call of Duty also for single player campaign and shit. It's all epic and all that. I'm not sure how like, maybe not good as in like, you know, some sort of like the writing award level of good, but good as in, you know, some sort of like, I don't know, Marvel slope in terms of movies, you know, just kind of like some big pog epic story shit. That's it. Like third person shooter is actually kind of like way more and easier probably. You have, you know, Max Payne, you have even stuff like Uncharted and everything. Even though like, I wouldn't really say it's exactly like shooter game, but yeah, still. Max Payne, I would say. Forgive Me Father, in terms of story, nah, not really. I think it's just basically kind of like, at least the first game was pretty much like one big, you know, sort of like Lovecraftian cliche. It's pretty much, you know, just like a bunch of, you know, ancient evil and everything and cultists, and then in the end, you know, it was all just you. It was just your dream or something. Not exactly the dream, but you know, you just kind of actually ended up, I think, like killing everyone, you know, completely random people, pretty much, instead of some cultists and the evil ancient ones. Thor, if I wanted, yeah. Tiny bookshop already been last week. Yep, seen that. See with Mafia, mostly positive. 70% actually, damn, it's like borderline mixed even. Oof. High Lithium, Bioshock. true, even though like I guess people wouldn't actually, you know, like classify as it the one. Same as with Deus Ex, for example, right? Like I think I'm not sure what exactly Bioshock people like identifying the genre of Bioshock, like immersion sim. Same as like System Shock, but that's definitely immersive sim. Still goes as shooter, I guess. So yeah, I guess that works. Getting new Bioshock to ever come out. I don't know, I feel at some point they just kind of like, if they decided to milk the franchises that they are not supposed to milk, I think at some point they just need to, you know, release something already. Just like, you know, milk the name, maybe if it's gonna be Dog, just like milk it and let it go after. I mean, maybe they kind of like want to actually like resurrect the franchise and like, you know, make something good and keep farming it, but yeah, considering the current state, I don't think they can. I mean, they can probably, but there goes another problem. They might make something really good, but by the time it releases, they're gonna dump so much money into it that the expectations will be super high, but also the expectations of the audience will be super high because it's Bioshock, right? So will they still manage to kind of like get the threshold to pass, you know, like they get enough money to warrant the continuation? What was the release first? Well, at least Judas will at least kind of have like proper announcement, right, with trailer and stuff. And Bioshock, we just kind of heard that it's, you know, being in development, nothing else. So Judas seems kind of a little more realistic for now. But you never know. You never know. Cyberpunk for $10 already. Holy shit. Well, regional price again, but still. But still quite cheap. Battlefield Farm. Oh yeah, man. It's still the bet on. Man, I don't know if I even want to, honestly, today after all this stuff. Maybe whatever. Like, I still don't think I'm gonna be getting it in release anyway. Like, if I'm gonna get the review key, I'll play it 100%. If I'm not gonna, then I'm not gonna buy it anyway. So maybe I'll just kind of like skip it, whatever. We'll see, we'll see. Hey, Nick, hello. How we doing? CCats. Dude, I swear, like every week we open like popular upcoming and there's at least one kid game. Like 100%. Pretty much every week. Kind of on this co-op open world camping. Yeah, that's quite the start of the trailer, I guess. Dream Caravan in detail. The sim slope is going ham. Better to grind levels in group. I'm not sure how that specific server you play works, but in modern, at least official servers, yeah, the more people in the group, the more XP you get. So it's even like better to just have people in the group, even if you don't exactly, you know, like run together and stuff. The Dink Sim Slope. Caravan stuff is kind of interesting though, because I'm still kind of, you know, infected by that thought a little. We'll see though. Ship of Heroes. Oh, this is the MMO, wasn't it? Oh, that doesn't seem like it. Oh, it is, yeah. I remember that one. 18th of August. It does seem like it's a little kind of, you know, like late with the looks and everything to release. I think people did wait for this one. And more superhero MMOs. Well, more. There's like 2, I guess, on the market at the moment, and like some rogue server of the old one. But to be honest, that actually kind of looks worse than the stuff already in the market. Maybe Champions Online not that as good, but like I think DC Universe Online did look better than this, honestly. When I played, I feel. Maybe I remember it wrong though. Requires active subscription after initial download fee. Initial download fee. So you can buy the game and then you need the subscription on top of it. Hey guys, the money, hello. City of Heroes, I think, is the one that has rogue server, as in like private server. I think the game is dead, but there are some fans running the server, I think, still. And this, I think, is kind of supposed to be, you know, the City of Heroes, but like new and different. Combination includes all that is available in the game at the time of the subscription. Initial download fee includes all content added over the next 2 years after launch. No extra monetization or optional purchase of any kind. Now that is cool though. Now that is cool. The problem is like that kind of like format of monetization, I think doesn't really work, honestly, sadly. It's like Ragnarok 3 right now, right? Like people like shitting on it, I think kind of rightful. I mean, people have just seen it on streams, and I think it already gave enough reason to honestly kind of shit on it, because it's gonna be another mobile slop, like hardcore, which makes me really sad. But you also read, and a lot of people like, dude, all they need to do is like this, but just with subscription and stuff. And the reality is, if they do this, but just with subscription, the game gonna fucking flop and fail. Because like the only MMOs that are kind of capable of like, you know, demanding subscription on the market is pretty much like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy. Like you need to have some sort of like I don't know, like Riot MMO, for example, probably could pull that also with subscription. But also Riot has like League of Legends, right? And they probably not gonna do any subscription stuff. They rather just try to milk, you know, with skins and other shit. At least it's with skins though. Because like in terms of many other games, like Ragnarok 3 for example, is gonna be way worse. Yeah, there's gonna be all this like fucking 5 different currencies. You know, there's gonna be gacha, there's gonna be like stamina limit on the amount of time you can play, right? There's gonna be autoplay, which is like the worst shit. I kind of like, it's also interesting argument about like the autoplay and stuff and MMOs, well, in like mobile shit, right? Like a lot of people like, well, you know, I'm kind of grown up now, and I don't have time, I have kids, so like I can't, you know, like find time to play this. Then bro, like, don't play it. Like, why do you need the fucking autoplay and stuff just to kind of not play the game? Just skip it, save yourself even more time, play something better, something else. I don't get it, man. Like, why play MMO if you don't have time for playing MMO? At least like in the games where like the gameplay and farm is the main thing. Like I could understand kind of some autoplay and some sort of like, I don't know, like World of Warcraft or something, where like, you know, like killing mobs is not like that exciting, I guess, let's put it that way. And many other like sort of like Western type of MMOs especially, where killing mobs is actually like a chore, you know, it's just like stuff like Ragnarok and everything is just like, dude, like killing mobs is the game. That's the fun part. It's gonna get Path of Exile and get all the grind like automated. Like, what's the point? You play for that satisfaction. You play for this, like, you know, like when build comes together and you press the button and clear the whole screen, you know, and then you start like trying to make it even faster, you know, so you can do it faster and more effectively. Like, that's the fun part. Why you like automating that? I don't know. So yeah, like, sadly, subscriptions. I mean, all the best and wish them luck, man. Maybe they can pull that off. That would be nice. But I feel nowadays it's hard. Like, I honestly also would like I prefer like subscription-based model. You just kind of like, maybe even without like the buy to play, maybe with buy to play, whatever, like with like month included or something. Let's say, right? Like buy to play with like few months included, so the price of the game is basically like comes back in subscription time, That's perfect, I think, for me personally, because yeah, I'd rather just like pay and play the same game as everyone else without, you know, any swiping and other shit going on. When I'm tired, cancel subscription, play something else, return after some time, sub again, play again. That's good. Even though like nowadays I think the subscription-centered games are also already like World of Warcraft and stuff, they still double dip, you know, very hard. You get the subscription and then you still have all the microtransactions. Mostly cosmetical, but not only. Like already got all those like convenience, you know, quality, pay for quality of life stuff, and it's already, you know, the path to darkness slowly. And the Stickmon. Yeah, the bond that gives you access to like a bunch of other stuff, to a bunch of things. There are some people who are explaining like why it's like not that bad. Like I don't remember exactly, like it made sense sort of, so it wasn't like too bad having that one. But still, I think it shouldn't even be the case. Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of those, yeah, like quality of life things and pay for convenience is, yeah, you pretty much create the inconvenience and then you pay, and then you make people pay to remove it. Yeah, that I don't like. That I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. Like, does it need to be like this? I don't know. Hard to say. Like Ragnarok, for example, is like our official servers and all the games they're making for mobile and PC kinda. They are just the pure, like almost perfect example of like how like the shitty, maybe not the shittiest. I bet you can find even worse, but like really bad monetization and really bad game design around that too. That you can see how they already like designing, you know, and redesigning some classic things. Like even the card drops, right? Like it's a rare, you know, drop that you feel good about. You get the card, 0.02%, 0.01 also back in the day we had. And it's just kind of like, it feels good. You got the stuff and it's strong and everything. Nowadays in the mobile shit, it's not enough. You get the card, but then you need to also somehow like level it up and everything to get it some tiers. I don't remember exactly how it happens. It's either it was like you need like multiple ones to kind of combine into the stronger one, or you also can just like, you know, buy some sort of like, you know, like the blank card or whatever and combine it with any other card to upgrade it or some stuff. I don't remember exactly though. But yeah, basically like almost any like bit of original Ragnarok that was like good and everything, almost every little bit of the mechanics and stuff, they just kind of like in all of them they try to inject some way to kind of, you know, like milk you. This is so annoying, man. It's so annoying. There's the Wolverine, yeah, the Wolverine, this one. The physics-based brawler. So it might be kind of nice as demo also. A labyrinth flowers. And the insane weeb dungeon crawler. It's also kind of low-key. Looks like something that is gonna be transformed into some Coomer shit with some like patch or something. I wouldn't be surprised at some point. Shabanis. All of interest are 18 years of age or older. Important note. The Bestrinten Bones. I see how it is, alright. It does look like something they're gonna get like some adult patch later on. Yeah, we do, yeah. Looks like exactly like the one. A bullet eaters. Jetpack chaos in your own home. Yeah, it's kind of like the rats map from CS, but like with jetpacks and stuff. All right. Oh, it already has one. Ah, I see. Guessed it right. Guessed it right. Knew it. Can't trick me. See them Kubers through. Shanty advanced, damn son. Limited run games and all, I see. Full circle in this long lost sequel. What the P gaming, dude, huh? Similar to Cat Quest. I mean, actually, kind of not completely false. You also have like the similar combat and everything. Exhilarating action adventure game. Retrofuturistic. I got some insane cartoon as it did show. The gameplay. A gameplay. A whole load of platformers coming in, basically. Platformer galore never stops. You want to make your own first game, not just for yourself, but to also kind of publish that. You better probably not go into platformer. Yeah, you started the sea. 19th of August already, yeah? 2 days, huh? The journey to Pog. That might be pretty good, huh? Oh, that was like one of the showcases, I remember. Not a roguelite FPS. I'm not a big fan of this kind of style already. I don't know, somehow. Like sometimes the styles they just like don't speak to me anymore. Or in general, I feel kind of one of those. I don't know why though. Maybe kind of, you know, already like oversaturation. But somehow all these kind of like, you know, super futuristic, like everything out of like some sort of like white panels and things like this already kind of doesn't work that well for me, honestly. With a lot of like, you know, like the mega neon and everything and like lights going on. What genre has not been oversaturated? I know, I guess like some styles you can kind of like do somewhat unique. I guess it's kind of like the details, you know. Like this actually like all this like futuristic stuff is like very minimalistic, so you can't really put a lot of like details to make it unique, maybe. Like all the guns are similar, you know, like everything is like something you've sort of seen before, just kind of like feeling like the assets you've seen, probably not, but you know. And you can't add a lot of like detail to this sort of like minimalistic, simplistic, futuristic style. Now you can do some sort of like, you know, like, I don't know, the classic, you know, yellow or like brown post-apocalyptic shit. But you can still add a bunch of like nuance to it, a bunch of like, you know, some uniqueness to it through some detail in the environments and stuff, for example. And that will make it look kind of better. Better than Marathon presentation-wise, true. The marathon actually kind of... Nah, not so sure actually. I feel like in marathon is also like the cinematics and stuff, like the presentation of the game on top of the actual gameplay that kind of like changes the perception of the gameplay, I guess, because you saw like all this like insane cinematic. And cinematics were cool that they showed, the whole fucking movie with the actual movie director, you know, doing that. But the gameplay, yeah, I guess also kind of generic. The gameplay, but like the actual gameplay, I guess, look of everything in the game. All right, let's see. Button, another one already. Another one is like it's not even like going that crazy on PC. Like how much better it goes on other platforms. Like holy shit, just kind of like scared to imagine, I guess. Nice recommendations, dude. Nice recommendations. Yeah, this one is also probably one with the patch. We skip that. Tiny bookshop we saw. Oh, this is just saw. Then Super World, It's probably because I played the RPG or something recently. That one is kind of similar. That one is kind of similar. Actually, no, it was Super Land, and Super World is the new one, actually. So this is the new one, 15th of August. Early access, though. No, we didn't real starter, I see. Really, then. A Bazaar, just saw. Wolf, we also just saw. Come on, Gaben. Is there nothing to play? A new DLC for Age of Wonders. Well, DLC might be a skip. Innovative space game combines elements of real-time strategy, base building, space survival, tactical battles. I've got a little bit of everything there. Yep, and hello. I like the Super LED. I see. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, early access is not that fun. Not that fun. So it's also early access, 7th of August. Could be something. Could it be another space game that Hella would enjoy? I wonder. Mostly show the shipbuilding though. Pretty good reviews on this one too. Oh yeah, the Warcraft at home. Let's see. Fast pace RTS early access to. Classic mode or mode with heroes. The road maps. Game needs a ton of work. A little microcontroller, alright. Keep Go into the queue. I think she just saw. Camera Gibbon just showing everything we already seen just now, pretty much. Out in the boat, foraging adventure. Some cozy game in there. Also early access. Going out to forage. Grass touching the game for those who don't want to go outside to touch grass, I guess. You can literally collect it even. Oh, I did play it, man. I did play it on Friday. I did play it a little to see how it is. A little bit. It was nice. I mean, it's basically what you would expect. Just pretty much a little upgraded visuals. You know, the widescreen support, that kind of shit. No WASD indeed. Maybe in the settings you could kind of like try to come up with something, but no, it basically has like the hotkeys, you know, for a bunch of stuff on that part of the keyboard. So I doubt that's the opportunity, the possibility. But it actually was kind of nice. I did like it. I did like it. If I wasn't, you know, like playing it quite recently, Dawn of War 1 campaigns on Boomerathon, then I probably would go for more. I just did like one mission on hard with Necrons. It was nice. Runs good, plays good. So I think it's kind of decent. Yeah, got all the campaigns and everything included too. Good shit. Alright, let's get them a news then going. I need to do it live because I'm late today, so no notes for me. Alright. Wait, is it here actually? 1 second. Can we see that? Bittel Games are laying off most full-time staff with the Tron Catalyst studio unable to secure a new, larger scale project. We're not immune to the challenges faced by many game development teams. Hey Steve, hello. How we doing? Tron Catalyst indeed. In June. Oh shit, okay, yeah. That for some licensed game, that sounds like oof. Devolver was also like co-publishing. Yeah, but something on the movie license. Something on the movie license, that doesn't sound like a good result. So I guess not completely surprising. Unable to secure new larger scale project. Yeah, with such results it's probably kinda hard to secure new projects, dude. I've been able to communicate the challenges ahead of time, work with affected staff to ease departures as much as possible. The John Wick hacks got a whole bunch of like licensed stuff. Impressive, and Tron shit also. But yeah, sadly didn't go that well, I guess. Now, Battlefield 6 Beta's hacking problem shows the difficulty in playing cat and mouse with cheaters. Quick defeat for a secure boot. So did it not really work that good, huh? Can see the secure boot is not and was not intended to be a silver bullet. Vanguard, the anti-cheat system Riot Games use for their tactical FPS Valorant, holds a kind of grudgingly respected reputation among players for its relative efficacy, yet cheaters still show up now and then to spoil its shootouts. Can't really fight that shit then. No matter what you do. Literally, like some people saying we should make, you know, like the lobbies and stuff just by the passport and everything. And people will still find a way. People will still find a way. And they always will. How to cheat in. Let's see about that. See, I haven't even tried yet, and I'm not sure if I'm like in the mood to do just to play for a little today. Because I mean, I'm just gonna play, and then what? Like, I ain't gonna buy it. If I'm gonna get the review key, I'll play it anyway, better or not. So I guess I just kind of like not gonna. Let's see about that. See, was it worth it? Well, I mean, people enjoy it though. People enjoy it, but that's not something I would buy though. So not sure if I'm gonna try the beta. Mass Effect 5 devs should scapegoat Veilguard and Dragon Age Trilogy Remaster was pitched to EA, says ex-Bioware producer. Strange for a publicly traded company to basically seem to be against free money. Pitching a remaster as the first 3 games in the series. Encourage the developers of the next Mass Effect game to scapegoat Dragon Age the Veilguard as much as they need to. Thinks next Mass Effect game will likely face a less messy development cycle. To be frank, Mass Effect team is going to be able to point to the Veilguard and say we should steer away from some of these things because look what happened. Would honestly encourage that team to scapegoat Veilguard as much as they need to get what they need from organization, whether it's true or not. Let's see what I say, huh? It's too dumb for following the game's release, instead just pointing to it in an effort to get dumb execs to stop pushing yet another project in the same problematic directions and learn from some past mistakes. True. Being against making money. They're all making money in some weird corporate ways though. They have their own way. And not the gamer friendly way, it looks like. Now, Remedy's still back in FBC Firebreak despite a slow Steam launch, confirming the next major update for September. Control 2 and Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake still chugging along. Damn, how's that one doing, I wonder? It's kinda hard to see the full picture because it's on the subscriptions and stuff, right? So, there might be some people playing that for free, yeah? But not necessarily, though. Not necessarily. True, stay true. Control spin-off Firebreak enjoyed a launch that succeeded technically. How does that work? Attracted plenty of players on console. Well, yeah, for free. However, it underperformed on Steam, which had been pegged at the storefront through which it would attract most of its PC players. The overall result was launch sales that left the studio unsatisfied. Have seen the game rely on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus to prop it up out of the gate. Yep, because without him, no one, without being free, no one would play that. Pleased with feedback to the changes they've already made, citing a turnaround in review sentiment as updates have arrived. Well designed as a game that evolves over time. And despite the rocky launch, we believe we have a solid game to build on. Well, I mean, at least they're not abandoning it yet, so good luck to them. Maybe also that they just have some sort of contractual obligations to keep pumping content for a bit. And after that, it's gone. But I mean, hope they will continue then. Maybe it will be good at some point. This is still going. Itch.io deny masked the listing of paid adult content and included blanket restrictions targeting LGBTQIA creators. Platform holders are working on adding a much more transparency to indexing. Itch.io have now said that they regret their choice of words after saying the Trans News Network report, quoting indie dev Chris Picas, claimed that both her SFW and NSFW games were de-indexed from the storefront that was full of misinformation. Part of a lengthy Blue Sky thread between them and Mira Lazine, the author of the TNN report, they added in response, developer is confused about the difference between autocomplete and indexing. Their SFW pages remained indexed the whole time. Performed queries on our historical analytics data to confirm this was the case. Apologize to developers' confusion. Did not do any blanket admin restrictions on pages targeting LGBTQIA creators as part of our NSFW adult content audit. Just because individual pages de-indexed does not mean a group of creators was targeted. Are working on adding much more transparency to indexing. Right, all of that fiesta just because some fucking boomers in like payment processing companies wanted to remove the content that ruins their reputation, that no one really cares about. The Monster Hunter Wilds PC performance patches will keep coming, if almost as slowly as the game still runs. Updates planned through winter at the least, Capcom say. Dude, at this point you need like, you know, a couple of years probably to get somewhere. Now, they won't have finished their performance and stability improvements until at the earliest winter 2025. They have some big plans there on performance. Well, we'll see. Maybe it will actually run good at some point. Yeah, Gastabani, yeah, not well. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, the purchase of that stuff is happening through their payment systems. So somehow, like, you can buy something that is, according to some people, you know, bad reputation and bad in general. You can buy that with their payment method. That makes them kind of complacent, I guess, in like someone selling and someone buying something, you know. Same as like some of the payment operators left, like Pornhub and stuff like that, right? I think. And just because they didn't want to be associated with that kind of content. Yeah, I guess the money, yeah. I mean, as I said, like some boomers do, no? There's like some PPG activists who pretty much do that association, right? Like, oh, you're allowing people to use your payment system to pay for that specific thing that we consider bad. Again, it's only some like group of PPGs basically. Probably overall multiple groups and pretty big ones, right? But still, you know, PPGs who consider that kind of content kind of like bad. And payment operators just kind of, yeah, probably just like a bunch of old boomers there sitting who just kind of like, you know, like video games. Why is there adult content? Video games for kids, you know, restrict that stuff. They're not supposed, kids not supposed to play that kind of content anyway, so we need to remove it all. In general, increasing native frame rate will also increase CPU usage. If frame rate limit is set to unlimited or a high value in the option, CPU performance will be maximized in the attempt to increase the frame rate, which may result in a very high CPU usage. Please adjust your graphics options to limit the frame rate in accordance with your hardware specifications. You can see the low frame rate actually to save your CPU. Let's see the 5-head game plan. This one's still going to. Krafton claim former Subnautica 2 leads have resorted to litigation to demand the payday they haven't earned them. Publishers say they fear releasing the game in an underbaked state would cause irreversible harm to the series. Yes, it's like the story before the recap. Rather than investing the effort necessary to meet the conditions for earning their bit of the bonus, the trio are merely attempting to extract that cash through a legal action. And not putting in the effort part leads on to the publishers once again arguing their view, with the trio quickly lost interest in developing Subnautica 2 after Krafton bought Unknown Worlds in a $500 million deal and promised an additional $250 million payout linked to Subnautica 2's success. Cleveland and Maguire response says went off to do other stuff, while Gill is claimed to have focused on leveraging his operational control to maximize the earnout payment rather than developing a successful game. Game's design director is cited as having said the former two leads were checked out. Krafton go on to suggest the problems in Subnautica 2 were revealed by a March 2024 internal assessment, but rather than working to improve it, leads blamed others and overhauled the team and continued to reduce the scope of the game. A roll forwards to Breaking Point. Krafton then claimed that they were concerned releasing Subnautica 2 into early access in an undercooked state could cause irreversible harm to the series name and the future potential. Yeah, the sun is like, even through like the blinds, I can feel it a little bit. Irreversible harm to the series name and future potential, pointing to Kerbal Space Program 2 as an example of such reputational damage. I mean, I think like the Kerbal part is like not exactly only because of the undercooked. There's like many things I think in play there. Krafton pushed for delay, alleged the three leads not only opposed that move, but said they would self-publish the game. Company also claimed the trio secretly downloaded massive amounts of confidential information from unknown worlds. Basically, Krafton's view is that Cleveland, Maguire, and Gill only cared about getting that 250 million payout and were prepared to put out whatever version of the game they had on time to get it. Or, as the publishers put it, the key employees' insistence on releasing the game immediately was singularly driven by self-interest in obtaining the earnout. At every turn during development, the key employees were laser-focused on avoiding a timeline that doesn't tank the earnout opportunity and scheduling the release to maximize their payments. Conversations throughout the post-acquisition period made clear the key employees' focus was on their payday and not on the game. I mean, hard to say. On one hand, it's like, you know, Corpa might be lying and Corpa bad, but you know, that does seem kind of like something that realistically might happen. Especially when there's like, you know, 250 mil bonus on the table waiting. The rest of the response sees Krafton provide direct rebuttals to different elements of the X-Leads lawsuit, but as you can see here, despite all the Lionel Hutz language, punches are very much not being pulled whatsoever in this legal drama. We have to see if Cleveland, Maguire, and Gill issue any response, but otherwise we are likely into the part where all the lawyers get to work lawyering, back and forth that could lead to court proceedings if both parties can't come to an arrangement before that. And they just kind of like went full greedy mode and they just completely got like, you know, Shrek now. That would be some big fumble there. Like getting boosted and removed from the game from such a big franchise. Can make way more money just to kind of get this bonus there. That would be some big L. Valve explained why using a PayPal for Steam purchases isn't currently an option in a whole bunch of countries. Valve confirmed to RPS that this withdrawal of support for Steam transactions by one of PayPal's acquiring banks is regarding content on Steam related to what we've previously commented on surrounding MasterCard. In this case, one of PayPal's acquiring banks decided to stop processing any Steam transactions, which cut off PayPal on Steam for a number of currencies, a Valve spokesperson noted. Okay, so that actually is connected to the same fiesta with payment operators not liking some types of content. Alright. You can see it's not even like the payment system, not even like PayPal themselves, it's literally some like fucking bank in some country that is dealing with some currencies in some countries that just said that they don't want to process that stuff. Any Steam stuff, and that's it. Like pretty much like multiple currencies, multiple countries that use the currencies just kind of like can't use this method anymore. Man, I hope it's gonna lead to some, you know, like some good like payment systems and everything. Some more competition on the market, less PPG competition. This competition is always good. I mean, there is kind of, you know, competition on the market of these payment operators still. But the real global ones are very few and far between there. Unfortunately. And I think we could use some. More. And next. I guess there is not that crazy much going. Oh, this one though. This one I see into. Multiple future Hardspace projects are coming as Hardspace Shipbreaker devs Blackbird Interactive take full ownership, embarking on a new journey to create new Hardspace experiences. That's pretty nice. Game was good. Did stream it, was good. And bought control of the ship stripping sim from publisher Saber Interactive. The multiple Hardspace projects in development. I reached agreement with Focus Entertainment, our publishing partner, to reacquire full ownership of Hardspace Shipbreaker intellectual property. As you might expect, doing a plenty of Hardspacey things is going to be a big part of the studio's plans going forwards. Multiple ones even. Hardspace Shipbreaker itself will be getting a small update that will mainly take care of housekeeping details to indicate a change in ownership, like revamping the privacy policies and splash screens. More companies getting like going from big corp acquisitions and stuff. We're going into, you know, companies just running from corp, becoming independent and taking over the IPs. Which, I mean, to be honest, I'm all up for it. That sounds good. That sounds good. What is this shit about? Bigger than the low. How we doing, man? How's life? Wu Chang Fallen Feathers bosses are made unkillable in latest patch, seemingly to appease Chinese outcry. The fuck is that? Several key bosses, notably those associated with the Ming Dynasty, no longer die after their bloodthirsty battles with Wu Chang. Instead, they fall down in exhaustion and remain in the boss arena, occasionally offering up further dialogue if Wu Chang speaks with them. Case of famous General Zhao Yun, who existed during China's Three Kingdoms period hundreds of years before the Ming Dynasty, and shows up as a surprise NPC and boss. The fight is reframed as a trial by his immortal soul designed to test Wu Chang. I see, alright. Damn son, can't even kill some historical personalities without people being mad. What a time to be alive, huh? Time to start redoing a whole lot of games then. Can't kill them. Can't kill them. Gonna make them full unconscious and stuff instead. Oh, what a time to be alive, huh? Alright, next, let's see. Well, this way I think I like managed to catch at the end of the last recap. Last week, Diablo General Manager Rod Ferguson announced his departure from Blizzard. Time for me to step away and see what's next. So like people only being happy about it, so you know, I guess. Yeah, 5 years of driving Diablo franchise forward with 4 big launches. Time for me to step away from Blizzard Microsoft. Yeah, releasing all the all the shitty ones, dude. I released all the dank ones. Yeah, joined shortly after Diablo 4 was announced. Best known for Gears of War, but was leading the Diablo 4, alright. Which, like, for releases, I don't remember we tried to figure out last time. Like, Diablo Immortal, I guess, right? Sounds about right in terms of timeline. Diablo 4, I guess the remastered, probably. The resurrected, whatever. Which, I mean, I think it wasn't even like Blizzard themselves making that one, really. Wasn't it outsourced like they do quite often? What would be the fourth Diablo product there even? Not sure what was there even. No, I guess like Diablo 4 DLC probably. Yeah, that one is. That one sure is a massive release. I guess so maybe people actually kinda right being happy that there's gonna be change. And the change in leadership there. Could be good. Alright, next. Microsoft will continue to support Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon 5 despite Turn 10 cuts. But last month, former employee claimed that the team behind Forza Motorsport was no more. The Forza community, we know many of you have questions about what's next for the Forza franchise. We appreciate support of our incredible community. I wanted to assure players that Turn 10 and Playground Games will continue to support Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon 5. That was after the mega layoffs there. The team is no more and studio shuttered the Forza Motorsport space. The Horizon will continue for now. Well, I mean, Horizon also sold like really good on fucking PlayStation. So I don't think they're gonna be getting rid of that. I doubt it. I doubt it. That would be kind of counterproductive, huh? Sega Q1 net sales declined 22.7% to $548 million. Despite few new titles in its games portfolio, Sega says its overall net sales exceeded expectation. And declines in the entertainment contents. The Rovio now and stuff too, yeah. Full game catalog sales and Rovio titles performed weaker compared to expectations, though sales of new titles remain steady. Success with its most recent free-to-play release, Persona 5 The Phantom X, which launched in June and was stronger than expected. Sega announced the game exceeded 1.5 million downloads on the first day of launch. That's a lot of Persona enjoyers there. A virtuous cycle of IP value enhancement and revenue expansion. Firm is aiming to diversify IP portfolio globally. Second soundtrack speech. There we go. Diversify IP portfolio globally, including Sonic, as well as engaging in game sales and service provision, animation production, and character licensing businesses. And no changes to the forecast for its fiscal year. After all the drops, no switches still. Far Cry anthology drama reportedly in the works at FX. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia's Rob Mark and Fargo series creator Noah Hawley said to be co-creating the series. And the anthology drama. Okay, so it's like the series. Each season will be set in a new world with different cast of characters following video game franchise's signature standalone storytelling format. Time to get everything into movies and shows, and I wonder when it's also gonna be like some sort of like fatigue settling in and stuff, and we're gonna get into the age of like the shitty adaptations again. Which already happens sometimes, but not always. Not always, at least. Alright, more. This we saw. Oh yeah, the prologue of this thing now too. Let's see. A PUBG creator launches open beta for new survival game. A prologue go way back. Yeah, their insane procedural generation thing, yeah. Open world survival game boasting dynamic environments and emergent gameplay. Game is set to debut in PC early access, but players can dive in now with the release of its first open beta. Survival game where every journey is unique. Procedurally generated wilderness modeled after the Czech Bohemia region to reach a weather tower. Accomplishing this involves using a small suite of tools such as map and compass while learning how to navigate terrain by utilizing natural landmarks and minimal direct guidance. A game has no scripted path, quest markers or instructions, giving players the freedom to explore as they see fit. Players also challenged to manage fluctuating statuses such as body temperature, hunger, thirst as they travel from shelter to reach the tower. The machine learning technology generate realistically rendered terrain maps on Unreal Engine 5. Well, that probably runs really good. To avoid pulling from copyrighted materials, PlayerUnknown Productions states it has trained its ML model to use publicly available open source data that the studio then vets. Alright, so prologue go way back. It's a there. Can we see what it is, even? No, looks like we can. Oh, it's open better. Okay, so you can't really see the actual reviews, but yeah, there it is. A new world every time you play. Alright, we got all this stuff. It could be kind of interesting though. Could be kind of nice. I don't know like how good it runs and everything. But it could be kind of interesting. This could be kind of interesting. Crimson Desert delayed from 2025 to Q1 2026. We will actually see this eventually. It's also becoming kind of this like ghost game. When did they announce that already? I don't remember even. Still kind of don't really even understand what the fuck is that. And now it's also delayed. Thought the announcement was like a while ago already. Yeah, originally set to launch sometime in late 2025. The game will now launch in Q1 2026. Not a game to be delayed soon. Bloodlines 2. I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll see soon. Sincerely apologize for not being able to meet the originally promised fourth quarter launch schedule. Please kindly understand that this is a strategic decision aimed at ensuring success on a meaningful scale. Release date been internally confirmed for Q1 2026. However, given the change in launch timing, we will announce the date at a more appropriate time based on business considerations rather than making an announcement at Gamescom next week. Based on business considerations. So it's not even like, you know, like we're delaying because we need more work to do to polish it. Now it's all business, man. It's all corporate. See how it is. The classic corporate right there. Alright, next. One moment. There's kind of like more stuff about the Bloodlines too, though. I actually posted like the feature here also, but it's kind of like nothing really interesting. They still keep going about it. We'll see, I guess. Will it actually happen or not? Let's go on this one now. This one now. Oh, there you go. Before that was Ultan, wasting his insane game dev profits there. Player spends $32,000 on NBA 2K25 in just 5 months. I mean, I think in any amount of time, to be honest, spending that much is already kind of dank. 32K in microtransactions, huh? Almost 33K even, I would say. Transaction started March 31st, ended on August 5th. Game's virtual currency pack with the highest costing $160. Tibur himself revealed that he's learned his lesson from spending such a large amount of money and warned others that it's not worth chasing cards or spending large amounts of money for content creation. Guys, for content creation, God, dude, like people like spend like I don't know even how much like on like the CS cases just to open them on stream and stuff, so that is not even like that crazy then. It's also like some sort of like, you know, like random guy just decided to whale or some stuff. Yeah, for content creators, that's just like the basic thing that they always do. Historia, hello. Especially if you're already kind of big enough on the platform. For them, it's just easy content. It all pays back well. Oh yeah, that thing I heard about actually. Battlefield 6 anti-cheat faces issues with Valorant. Yeah, so we have like when you have like the 2 kernel level, you know, anti-cheats, they start fighting. Yeah, Battlefield 6 anti-cheat wants players to uninstall Valorant. Let's see how it is, huh? Can't play them both, man. All the anti-cheats gonna be like fighting each other. Now, Arc Raiders won't have a beta and isn't appearing during Gamescom. Yeah, Arc Raiders will not have any more tests before launching on October 30th. Title won't appear at Gamescom in any capacity, subverting the expectations of the growing fan base. Polishing and expanding. I'd say still a little bit of marketing wouldn't hurt though. I would say some marketing wouldn't hurt. Hey, hello, I think memes, hello. So like, it's also kind of big enough game. I think they could probably, you know, just like, yo guys, you have like a show. We have some information that a lot of people would love to see. So we provide you with information. You show us in some good time slot. Everyone's happy. Your viewers happy. Link your shit to others. We are happy we get some marketing. They'll need to pay Geoff money. Maybe Geoff would want money though, but there's also Future Game Show and stuff going on Gamescom, so could do that. The money is tight. I mean, it could be, but I think it's kind of game that doesn't really need money. I'm actually kind of not sure. Like, I would kind of expect that it works kind of like in actual business and stuff, right? Like in renting business, for example. Like you have like some big mall, for example, you know, that you own, and you rent out all the space in that mall to different companies. And then there's like such thing as like, I'm not sure exactly the English terms, but like the anchor like renter, sort of the anchor client there. You know, they say rent, no. Like when it's like the company renting something, how would you call them? Like not tenants, I guess, you know. Or is it still tenants then in that sense too? It's like you have some company renting some space from you in your big mall, and then if it's like that company comes to you, and that's like, you know, McDonald's, for example, for food court, or it's like some sort of like, you know, like huge chain of like supermarkets that is famous in your country, like Lidl or something, let's say. And then sometimes they don't even pay rent because like the owner of the mall wants them to be there even for free. So they attract visitors because they're a known brand and everything. So visitors go there to that Lidl, for example, and at the same time visit all those stores that actually pay rent. And everyone's happy. So that's how it basically most of the time works. Like I know even like in the mall near me where I used to live, where my brother lives now. Like they got McDonald's, they got like one of the big chain supermarkets, and none of them were paying any rent there. They were there for free just because people go to eat to McDonald's or like buy groceries in this big supermarket that everyone knows. And at the same time, on the way, they also like visit some smaller stores that actually pay rent. So I feel like it's kind of the same probably with the shows. Well, should be at least, right? Because like when you have like, all right, bro, we have like next, I don't know, like fucking Call of Duty announcement or something, even though that already probably is not something that surprising and stuff, right? But still, probably quite popular among people. Like if you have some trailer for the next Call of Duty or other big game, then I think it's kind of other way, you know, like the show wants you to be there. Like they want to be the first to show you, because then everyone's gonna link the show, everyone's gonna link, you know, the videos, the YouTube videos, everyone's gonna quote them with those news, and everyone, then they're gonna get, you know, exposure from that. Hey Rev, hello. So they're asking Call of Duty to pay to appear on the show, and they can just go, well, you know, we're just gonna go on another show. And I don't think there is like any show that is kind of like, you know, that big. You need content for the show too, you know. Now the companies that pay for Ark not to be there, who no, I don't think there is like it's going that hard. I mean, it could be maybe Bungie's paying them off, you know, Gamescom and everyone to not show Ark Raiders, so they don't, you know, shit up the marathon and stuff. I don't know, could be, but doubt it. That's already a little kind of like too deep into conspiracy theories going. But yeah, maybe they just have so much paid stuff to show that they don't want to show anything for free. Could be there too. Is the article with that? No, I don't think so. There was like some other game where developers, not some other, it was like the Mind's Eye or whatever, where devs claimed that, you know, like competitors, you know, sabotage them. But yeah, I think it's not the actual thing, but more kind of like some biggest, you know, trying to excuse the shitty game. I would say. Who bought the Ark? Apparently it was like some sort of like some error or some shit. And besides, the EA is not really competing with them anyway. EA doesn't have any extraction games to compete with Ark Raiders, really, so they can like, why would you spend money on that, you know, to compete with the game that to like, you know, like lower the visibility of the game that you aren't even competing with, really. Except like, I don't know, maybe like the shooters, you know, if you kind of expand a little bit, again, it's like third-person shooter, first-person shooter. One is sci-fi, another is, you know, modern times, right? One is extraction, another one is the regular team-based shooter with the Battle Royale mode, right? There is pretty big overlap in the audience, I guess, still. Say multiplayer, you know, PvP shooter enjoyers, but don't think that would be the case. Don't think so, huh? But yeah, maybe Geoff is already like so greedy that they just don't even want to show up there. Yeah, Gamescom is probably also kind of charging a whole bunch for like the booth and everything there. Even though again they're kind of interested in like getting more content for people to visit the convention and buy the tickets and stuff. But then again, they have so many people every year that they probably kind of they good with that. I bet. But they have no problems if someone is not actually attending. They're still gonna have a shitload of people there. Damn son, even him. Mr. Beast joins Kick to promote Team Water with Aiden Ross and XQC. Damn son. The charity. Ticket over $15 million raised after trio comprised of Mr. Beast, Aiden Ross and XQC fronted the mission. The goal is to raise $40 million by the end of the month to support the provision of clean water to countries around the world. Well, I mean, but it's just for the good cause, so you know, why not? Why not? Does sound like a good cause, eh? Like, dude, like, what is this shit, really? Starabond brings Xbox expertise to Tyson Foods by joining a board of directors. The president of Xbox since 2023 revealed new appointment on the board of directors at Tyson Foods. Bosco, State Fair, Jimmy Dean, and Ruben. She stays also in Microsoft, but works there too. That's just like the funny part for me always. Like in this sense, it kind of doesn't like I mean, it also sounds weird, but like if it would be in reverse also, you know, like some sort of like someone CEO or someone in like some company that does completely irrelevant things suddenly becomes, you know, the CEO of like some gaming publisher or something. Like, I mean, yeah, you're probably a good CEO and stuff, but like, do you know like the specifics of the company, the business you're joining even in? Like, most of them I think don't. They just kind of like some sort of abstract, disconnected entity somewhere at the top that knows how to manage, but have no idea what they're managing, really. The roles must be very hard, but you can sit on multiple boards, yeah. A lot of words with absolute zero meaning. I guess that's the CEO, you know. That's the CEO for you. Marvel Rivals doesn't use controversial EOMM system, says NetEase Games. Huh? So what kind of that? Skill-based matchmaking? I know, alright. What is EOMM? Engagement optimized matchmaking. Oh, okay. We like abbreviations, man. Alright. As BMM targets competitive matches and lobbies, EOMM focuses on player retention and engagement. The long-standing belief is that EOMM is designed to give you a regular doses of highs and lows of online gaming. I see. 1 second you're wrecking lobbies, multiple games running, racking up nice KD and WL ratio. The next year, an unexplainable losing streak. The idea is that the wins keep you playing because you feel powerful, and the little losses encourage you to keep playing to secure the next win. Yeah, hell yeah. And did not use. Well, I mean, no one's gonna be able to prove it, you know. It could be skill-based, but it also kind of like can, you know, adjust the teams a little bit, for example, or something. I would say like there is probably maybe something like that, like not every match, not always. In many games, I feel like it could be. Like when you like some massive lose streak and everything, right? And they just kind of like, all right, bro, like so you don't, you know, uninstall Rage Quit right now. Like here's a little like easier match for you or something. Yeah, like I don't really care about all this, like the matchmaking, the ranked systems and stuff nowadays. Kind of like, yeah, like that's why I don't play CS. I would rather just like have some like massive servers, like, you know, like some fucking like 32 people on the map, just kind of, you know, like going ham, like good old times. I prefer that rather than just going like some skill-based, you know, like mega matchmaking where you need to interact with some randoms, because I'm never gonna be able to get enough people for the full team anyway in CS. So, you know. And CS 1.6 still has that. Assuming it's obviously not for rank, because it's that is skill-based matchmaking. Yeah, for skill for rank, that would be a bad system, I guess. Like most likely, like if you lose in, then well, you lose in. That's how it goes. For normal games, I think that's kind of fine in general, in my opinion. Like, not a bad thing. Saves your sanity also a little, I guess, you know. I do think that some games, like especially now with the, you know, like the all the AI and everything, I would believe that there's a lot of like of that stuff going into like matchmaking and other algorithms, taking into account a lot of things. The streamer-based matchmaking. I think when more companies, especially big ones, will realize, you know, kind of like the power, because I don't think a lot of them realized yet how much, you know, can content creators make your game happen, pretty much, you know. And the more of them will start realizing and trying to work towards that, the better. But also it's kind of like, you know, it's like they don't really need the content that much, because, you know, streamers still stream, for example, or YouTubers will still make videos, right? You don't really need to get some sort of insane content stuff there going. But if they get caught for that, then there's gonna be a lot of fucking drama for everyone involved. So that might be just not really worth for them. Might be just not really worth. And it's also kind of like some, like, you know, there's the kind of like a reverse effect sometimes, you know, like there's like everyone like watches content creators and everything, right? But there's a lot of people who just kind of like mega salty when like content creators getting any like benefits. Yeah, exactly. Like with the Path of Exile stuff, like people just gonna mold out and give them so much shit just because they're letting content creators like Ian, for example, in priority, or like giving them like preferential treatment. Again, if it's the rank, then it shouldn't be a case at all, because like rank should be ranked. You don't, you know, you don't rank higher because you're a streamer. Like, sure, you maybe might get like into the server faster and stuff. That I think is fine. That I think is actually good, in my opinion. I think that was still kind of dumb. Like, I understand, you know, like kind of point of view of people, but honestly, if there's like, you know, like I don't know, like 100 even of like kind of like big content creators that they let through faster, like that's gonna like be such a little like chip in the queue that you have on the server. But in the same time, at least you're gonna be able, while sitting in that queue, already watch someone do something in game. But I guess there is also all this like competitive ladder and stuff, right? Like people like being mad that someone is like starting ahead of them and getting some sort of like preferences and stuff. So that's a bit of also different. I guess it's kind of like similar to ranked, right? If someone gets like some sort of advantage because they're like a streamer and stuff, there's gonna be a lot of shit going. Hey Zebra, CSC. Like overall in MMOs and other things, I think that's actually kind of good, and that's some MMOs and stuff do that actually, with some like priority for the content creators to enter, and there's gonna be a lot of people salty about it. So yeah, like you don't want to, you don't like sometimes you don't want to like associate too much, like pivot too much into like the content creators. If the game is somewhat competitive, you don't want to. There's gonna be a lot of salt there, even in some ridiculous way competitive. The insane research there. A report 80% of gamers have encountered cheaters online. The guys encountered cheaters online. It's actually kind of been a while. It's actually been a while for me, but I also kind of don't really play the games that are like that. 20% don't play online games. Yeah, I guess. In MMOs, I encounter bots. You play something competitive, it's gonna be cheaters. Bots I did encounter a lot for sure though, because yeah, I guess I kind of nowadays I play more like often, you know, like some live services and some like an online games rather than some competitive shooters and stuff. So yeah, bots are my version of cheaters, I guess, that I encounter all the time, but that is plenty though. Like Lost Ark alone would be enough already. But you get them everywhere. Cheated an online game? Monka is? How could you? No, we only did like on the server in LAN cafes and CS use like, you know, the what was the name, the client trace or whatever it was in the console setting. We did that stuff. And that's as far as it went. Really. At some point in F Online, actually, which is like the online MMO-ish modification for classic Fallouts. In that one, we had like we did set up. It's kind of like more advanced macro, I guess, because macro was a bit annoying to set up. So people had like the packet sniffers and like imitators, sorta. So like you just basically kind of like recorded the packets your client sends to the server when you start mining stuff, because you need to click on this fucking ore once every like minute or something. So we did have like you just like record those packets that were sent and then you just put them on repeat every like minute or something again. And then you can go to sleep and your character just mines the fucking ore. Actually, also you need to drop it from the inventory, I think, because otherwise it's gonna be over encumbered and you're not gonna be collecting that. So we did advanced macroing, I guess. I hope my put actually another microphone just in case on charge. At least I'm gonna charge some, because this one might die. My legs are kinda dead, yeah. I was just like squatting yesterday, like painting like the well cover inside with like the anti-infection and everything thingy. Was in general a lot of work therapy there, the labor therapy, the typical summer house experience here, the typical one. I see. Yeah, complaining about the autoplay, but then trying to automate stuff. But that was kind of just a meme thing. We just went on like on a different server as guests while the main server was dead. and decided to try to, you know, kind of get as far as possible in terms of farm to show that server the power of the guild. And then while we were already farming, like the original server got launched and we just returned. And never used that thing there because the system was different there. Hey, Portable, hello. How we doing? Palworld lookalike appears on Nintendo Store. Then the Poland, the copy slope, man, the copy slope all over the place. See, let's see. There's different matchmakings for you there. Battlefield 6's matchmaking doesn't prioritize skill. Matchmaking considers skill as a factor but doesn't prioritize it. All matchmaking priorities we expect for launch, and they are the same as they have been in previous titles. We prioritize ping and time to game ahead of most things. Time to game, what is that? How fast it's gonna load or something? Skill is a factor, but it's far down the list. The game's large mode requires a spread of skill to work well. Well, I mean, there is no ranked in Battlefield, right? I think so. I guess that kind of makes sense. And different types of skill sets to function well, which is also why the matchmaker team balances to make the teams even as part of that process. Ping, player's location, server availability, and some skill factor. That way, I guess. Let's see, Steve, I see. The queue time is 10 minutes. Monka is. Let's see. PlayStation compatible Halo game reportedly found a new data mine. Another one. I mean, at this point, wouldn't be surprised, since like the Microsoft games actually did so well on PlayStation. There's gonna be even more. The rank stuff is probably in Battle Royale. Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume so. Blizzard story and franchise developers vote to unionize. Another one. More than a decade working in Blizzard has seen all the highs and lows. Years Blizzard have been a place where people could build their careers and stay for decades, but that stability had been fading. Bucky Fisk, principal editor and member of the organizing committee. With the union, we are able to preserve what makes this place special, secure real transparency in how decisions are made, and make sure policies are applied fairly to everyone. Well, I mean, considering the amount and the size of the layoffs, the franchise developer, I would assume it's just kind of like, you know, like the big scale world building or something, you know, like Warcraft, right? Like take like Warcraft. World of Warcraft, you know, there's like fucking mobile shit and everything, and you like have someone who's just kind of like he needs to keep track of all the games and just keeping track of the story and building the world, and I guess consulting, you know, the separate game developers and writers on, you know, what can they do, which direction they should go, I would assume. Yeah, considering the amount of like the layoffs they had, they should probably unionize more nowadays, dude. League of Legends getting new WASD control scheme 15 years later. What the fuck? How's that gonna work even? Scheme will be introduced first in testing. A lot of new returning players struggling with League's controls early on. Click to move just isn't the sort of control scheme they're used to, and it puts a lot of people off, including many that will believe would otherwise really love the game. So introducing WASD as an alternate control scheme to help get new players to the fun parts of League faster and with less friction. I mean, I guess it could be kind of nice with like some like kiting and other stuff, right? Because you can just like move with buttons and just like focus on like, you know, skill shotting and shit, I guess. Yeah, it could be kind of alright. Just like removes, you know, like less micro control and everything on the clicking. So you can move with buttons and focus on like, you know, clicking as like the targeting for abilities and all that stuff. Could be kind of alright, I guess. Sure how like the hotkeys and everything will work. I work for ARPGs, why not for MOBAs? I guess, true. I guess. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, like something like the whole genre stems from strategies, right? And like there was a WASD wasn't really the meta back in the day, but yeah, I think it could be kind of alright actually. Could be kind of good, especially when you need like the click precision, right? But you also need to kind of click for move, click to attack, click to use the skill. And do it all kind of fast, especially when you need to kite or some shit, or you need to like suddenly, you know, shit going on, you need to react and like flash away or something, right? Which is, I mean, also skill, absolutely. But yeah, with WASD, you'll be able at least to kind of like be focused on, you know, the control of the, not of the movement, but control of your actions. And movement is going to a different hand. Damn son, they're using the Toad strats there. Borderlands 4 will feature 30 billion guns. Seriously? Well, yeah, I guess like every single variation with different like stat numbers or something. Yeah, 30 billion possible guns. Amazing. Totally sells. Time to do the challenge, you know, and get them all. Content. Then like decades after, there will be maybe someone mentioning your insane achievement. September 12th already then. That's pretty close, yeah. Grounded 2 surpasses 3 million players mark. Already, well, I assume it's also Game Pass and stuff, so. But it was pretty good numbers on Steam, looks like, so that is kinda nice. That is kinda nice. And not released on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. Battlefield 6 already has over 600,000 Steam sales and 2.7 million wish lists. According to new data, that's on the Insane Analyzer website probably. Yeah, with very approximate numbers. Some analytics there, right? 600,000 pre-orders. I mean, I guess kind of could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, actually, consoles and stuff too, I guess. So I would say that's probably way more. Inzoi is finally coming to PS5 in 2026. So did it actually kill Sims? Because I haven't heard about it whatsoever. Heard about a little bit about it on release, and then it just kind of like poof. Well, I mean, not like I heard about Sims a lot though, so I guess that kind of like that kind of works. Sounds about right then. Bubba G to end Xbox One and PS4 support in November. Sure, kinda why. It doesn't even like, you know, doesn't even seem like that crazy good in terms of like looks and stuff. Improved visuals, more stable frame rates, and reduced crashes though. And I think they like just literally about to release like one moment, was it Marvel Rivals? Maybe just rumors though. Marvel Rivals PS4 version might become a reality. Bizarre claim counts courtesy of PlayStation game site on social media. Okay, I see that might be another nothing burger there. Found something for the first time, such as backend reference or a new addition to the PlayStation Store. And the lack of anything deeper solidifies my recommendation. For now, take this with a pinch of salt. Yep, as usual. As like most of those things, I say. More claims. Next Resident Evil remakes releasing in 27-28, it is claimed. According to another insider, another one. Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica reportedly the next Resident Evil remakes. Confident the information is accurate. Well, seems kind of like another potentially not happening thing. Is it like the season at the same time again? Is it? Stalker 2 2025 roadmap reveals engine update and new missions from all the new friends. I'll just open it here probably. Seems better. Engine update to Unreal Engine 554 for optimization, actually. Night vision devices, binoculars, A-Life updates. And more A-Life zone. NPCs can see in the dark as good as before. That is really good. Without a night vision. Makes sense. NPC combat updates, mutants combat and balance updates, new anomalies. New missions from all the new friends, new weather scenario. The monster difficulty preset, extended day-night cycle, stashes loot rework. Oh, that's good. Stamina and energy drinks rework, immersive display mode. Player equipment UI update. More UI updates and improvements, a local save backup restoration, further optimization and anomalies fixing, a zone kit, phase 1 to phase 2, the audio modern, narrative tools, compatibility of various mods that interact with common game systems, enhanced blueprints, modification support, technical improvements and optimization. Discord holiday event, damn son. Feels good, eh? The VC, little C. Gonna be revisiting. Yeah, actually, the stash loot overhaul. Exactly what we love to see. And they have like so much to fix, really, that yeah, the DLC probably not happening anytime soon. Still plenty of shit to fix, dude. By the looks of it. And there's like some leaks about the Gamescom stuff, but like this one we probably don't really give a shit about, so I'm still gonna get this one. The big Division 2 project will be revealed at Gamescom. Insane. And the mobile division also gonna be showcased. Yeah, that's the leak. That's the leaks we don't really care about too much. Division 2 will be at Gamescom this year, 2 panels and 2 meet and greets. Another one. And the whole gear progression seems back. Yeah, it could get better. For me, for example, like what I kind of don't like, and that's in many games actually too, and that's also me, right, with my loot hoarding and everything, is that like when you're already committing to some weapons to upgrade, it just kind of like feels bad, you know, moving on to some other stuff, unless it's something like 100% better. Like, you know, like the Sunken Coast fallacy in a way. Like you spend so much money upgrading some weapons that like playing other weapons becomes, you know, less likely. Unless you grind super hard to get money for all of the weapons and all of the upgrades. Setting some sort of system or mechanic that kind of like, you know, compensates you for your investments, at least like partially, is kind of nice. So you can play different weapons and upgrade. Now let's see, next. Battlefield 2042 could be getting a surprisingly big update soon. Damn. Totally needed now. That's the important news, huh? Marvel Rivals' Gunner reputation has been addressed by its game director. The Gunner accusations. Alright, where's the actual one? How do you guys respond to people calling Marvel Rivals a Gunner game? Guess the design is inspired by classic comic themes, including some very outstanding skins, like Mantis and also Psylocke's Vengeance. That all come from classic comic designs, and we create some more fashionable designs based on them to gain players' appreciation. I think this also reflects the broad recognition from our players. Mentioned earlier with the Squirrel Girl and the Krakow Resort skin, these are actually designs based on real-world themes and the season storyline. For designs like these, we try our best to integrate the storylines from the season, including elements from Krakow, and blend popular elements from real life. Create new designs based on that, and I'm very grateful these designs have been well received by majority of players. And the popular elements from real life. Well, I mean, yeah. The Coomer stuff do be quite popular. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, man? Already, like, even Even some like random games already having all these like, you know, the bikini skins and everything all the time. So I mean, why not? Why not them? Why not them? And let them come. Yeah, see, Purple, let's see. Well, that was actually a question in the interview, unless they kind of rephrased it or something. Wonder if they needed to explain to the guy what did they mean even with that. Game Pass makes developers wage slaves, former PlayStation boss says. There was the guy who was pushing all the live services. It looks like it, so yeah. Says who? Says you? It isn't inspiring for game developers and makes them wage slaves. Alright, sure. Game Pass not creating value. Many debates about Game Pass profitability, but that's not the right question to ask. Companies can do all kinds of financial jiggery-pokery for any sort of corporate service to make it look profitable. The real question here would be, is Game Pass healthy for the developer? Subscription model of Game Pass makes developers essentially wage slaves. Service is not creating value by putting the game in the marketplace, hoping that it does well, and then profit sharing and overages. Profit sharing and averages, I guess. According to Layden, it's more like you pay me X dollars an hour, I built you a game, here, go put it on your servers. He concluded stating he doesn't think Game Pass is really inspiring for game developers. I mean, kinda in a way. The thing is, like, there is not a lot of games that made specifically for Game Pass, though. So they still, you know, they still sell. And they still also can get the wages some sort of like, you know, the reliable way. The reliable way to make some money at least. Even if like the sales didn't go that well. At least you're still gonna get paid. Even if it's per hour payment. Not to mention that majority of probably of the devs working in those companies, they do still wages. They do be wage slaves on the salary anyway. Except for like, especially if you're talking about the big companies, since it's the PlayStation dude, right? I'm pretty sure in their big corporate AAA studios, like most of the developers are actually not inspired and sitting there as wage slaves anyway, so, you know. Is it that much of a difference then? Next. Oh, there we go. Long time no hear. Embracer moving forward with targeted cost initiatives and AI use. Embracing more AI use moving forward as part of the company's future. Our ambition is simple and focused, to lead with distinctive IP, deliver with clarity and discipline, and realize our full potential. Choices we make now will determine not just what we achieve, but who we become. Focus will remain on continuous improvements as well as targeted cost initiatives. These initiatives will target underperforming businesses that will allow them to free up capital to deploy with better returns. So layoffs gonna continue then. And these initiatives could potentially include divestments. Ah, there it is. Right now, Rogers said company is facing what he calls a pivotal moment where Embracer needs to sharpen its focus. company will double down on what he believes is the greatest strength, empowering talented teams to deliver unforgettable experiences based on globally loved IP. Yeah, one of the most exciting IP portfolios in the industry, and then like not doing anything with most of it because, you know, need to save all the money. The AI raise the costs. Well, for them it's gonna lower it probably though. But will it improve the quality? That I'm not sure about. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 campaign and multiplayer will merge with 32-player mode on Avalon. Yeah, good, then yeah, that's how it goes. So Avalon Mob will be the 12th and final mission in Black Ops 7 campaign. Some points of interest in Avalon will be presented as a part of the game's campaign, which can be played up to 4-player co-op. The fully fledged map will be the game's final mission. Final mission sounds awfully like extraction-based shooter, where players will need to complete objectives and extract, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what that means. The mission will be hardcore and similar to other extraction shooters on the market. So basically you play the campaign and the final mission will be suddenly getting dropped into the extraction shooter, sorta. That sounds kinda weird, huh? I mean, on one hand kinda nice, on another hand, like, what if you don't want? Yeah, can I just, you know, finish the story and then play separately the extraction mission if I really want to? Intel PLO. It would be kinda, I guess, like, maybe interesting if it would be like, you know, like if you can do it in the way like you get some sort of like story mission, right? Like the story campaign mission, and it happens on some, let's say, like the big battlefield and stuff, right? And like the battlefield is actually like players. You just kind of like go through like some sort of like in the distance, right, or on some like different level, but you kind of from time to time get to see like how others, you know, like doing the PvP way, and you just kind of like, so it's kind of like, you know, the actual multiplayer match is the background for your single player campaign in a way. That could be kind of cool, just, you know, like gimmick, you know, without the need to participate in that. And the properly separated, yeah. Yeah, I don't think like people who want to play, they will play separately. You don't need to like push them into it after the campaign from single player. Hey Warfare, hello. How we doing, man? So yeah, that does sound kinda weird. That does sound kinda weird. Let's see. What else? What else? Whole bunch of like dog stuff here. What the fuck? Time to be alive, dude. Huh? And what a time to be alive. McDonald's ends Pokemon promotion early after huge food wastage. Huge queues outside of its stores and immense food wastage. Scalpers buying up Happy Meals in bulk to receive exclusive Pokemon cards in the distribution, and many then dumping the meals. Sold out of the exclusive Pokemon cards within hours of the promotion starting, despite plans for the event to run for 3 days, and plans have now been updated for the upcoming week. Well, so they didn't really like stop it, they just ran out of cards. Restrictions on purchasing Happy Meals that prohibit purchasing more than 3 per group. If 4 or more are ordered, we will refuse your purchase and cancel the order. Then time to start like selling Happy Meals with like, you know, the passport or something. Let's go. There will not be any Pokemon cards and instead toys will be provided, which should result in decreased demand for those looking for profit. On topic of scalpers, specifically McDonald's stated it does not tolerate the purchase of Happy Meals for the purpose of resale or the abandonment or disposal of food. You can find a better use for all the food, man. And that's the sad part. Who gives a shit about like people hoarding this stuff, but like the food. By ruining the food. And Nintendo's detachable dual screen patent has been updated. Detachable dual screen? Another Wii U or something? Nintendo Switch to a second screen. Oh, it says like the connecting. Ah, I see. Alright. Seen first in 2023. Introducing DS like a second screen that could be detached when not in use. This is gonna be like another version of Switch later then to sell. The upgraded Switch there. Double the screens, double the headaches. Next. Long time no hear. The PETA petitions Nintendo to make Mario Kart World change. Damn son. Removing the character's brass nose ring. And those rings forcibly pierce through one of the most sensitive parts of a cow's body. The cow's nose accessory in Mario Kart World is glossing over real-world violence and should be removed. Let's see how it is. The pit as usual, I guess. No one wants to think about animal suffering while zipping around the racetrack. This is like, you know, this is the conscious, you know, smart cow with personality. Maybe she decided to get that piercing on her own, you know, like humans do. It's fucking fantasy world, man. Roblox is gone. Someone is suing Nintendo, yeah. I think they're not suing, I think they're just demanding them, so I don't think they're gonna sue. I don't think they can even. Louisiana is suing Roblox over child safety concerns as stock drops 10%. The state of Louisiana even itself. Roblox faced continuous allegations over the years about the lack of infrastructure to protect children, and vigilante users decided to step in to catch predators. Roblox posted a lengthy statement to its website defending the decision to ban such users, claiming those users have taken actions that are both unacceptable and create an unsafe environment for users. The statement was released around the same time as one popular user named The Schlip, who catches predators on Roblox, was banned on the platform for such activities. As allegations and concerns persist, Louisiana's top prosecutor, Attorney General Liz Murrill, filed a lawsuit against Roblox, accusing the platform of failing to do more to protect children. 42-page filing states that tens of millions of users can easily create accounts with false birthdays, and the system is easily passed by adults posing as children. The suit outlines several different games within Roblox, including Escape to Epstein Island, referencing convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, a game called Public Showers, where users can roleplay and relax together, and over 600 games relating to Sean Diddy Combs. Damn, son. What a time to be alive, man. True, Steve, actually true. In 2019, a 19-year-old groomed 150 children using Roblox. What the fuck? How you like? But 19 years old, like how even? 150, dude. What the fuck? This insane AOE there. Hey Zach Mac, hello. How you doing? Like when do you find time even for that, dude? June 2021, 18-year-old Ron Markloff was indicted for using Roblox to lure and commit sexual offenses against several girls between the ages of 7 and 12. The more recent case, 21-year-old Chilean man was arrested at Alax Airport on suspicion of contacting a minor for a sexual offense after meeting a 13-year-old girl in Roblox and booking an Airbnb near her home. Continued allegations have prompted Chris Hansen to investigate Roblox's issues, saying that he's already interviewed law enforcement investigators and victims of this horrible activity. That's like the problem in general, like, you know, like especially if it's something like the games and stuff targeted, most especially, sort of, right? Multiplayer things that targeted specifically for children, there's gotta be a lot of weirdos there, dude. And what is Roblox, dude? Something that we have no idea is existing and how it really looks like, but that shit has, like, you know, like fucking billions of people and billions in income, you know. It's kind of like the playground stuff, sort of, I guess, where you can like create some games and some, like, platform to make games, sort of, in a way, I guess. Like the yeah, like the building blocks to build whatever game you want there. Kind of like Fortnite has that in a way too. Probably 500, probably. It looks like Lego? Nah, not exactly. Well, I mean, I like, sorta. It is about blocks, you know, sort of like Minecraft thingy, Minecraft style, I guess. In a way, very simplistic and stuff, and then you can build whatever you want there. Get the shooter there, get the, you know, some like gardening game or something. You can do whatever. Yeah, the sandbox. But yeah, the moderation and stuff is dog, yeah. More than a decade ago, it was quite nice. I mean, a lot of people like playing that stuff, you know, so yeah, I'm just kind of memeing around because yeah, it is kind of like something I have never, like, I know about it, right, but I never really looked into it, never seen it, but it's massive, huh? We ain't really target audience, I guess, though. like pretty much like user-generated content. Fiesta, people making their own mini games, not even mini sometimes. Some of them are pretty massive in the end, but they can monetize, you know, and other people can join and play them. So yeah, there is a lot of user-generated content that is not really well moderated, I guess. And since it's also kind of targeted for children, for example, like pretty much like in Georgia, I remember for sure. In Russia, there's like plenty of like, you know, like the courses, you know, like the kind of classes that parents send their kids where they learn how to make, you know, like the Roblox games and stuff like that. Sort of like, you know, this like little introduction into some sort of coding or whatever from the young age and stuff, or like modeling and shit. So yeah, there's plenty of that stuff. Then you have shit moderation there, and then you have all the issues. So like making content and games like targeted specifically for children is, you know, a bit of a risky one, especially with games and MMOs. Like, then letting your kids also go, you know, on like unobserved and participating in such stuff is also kind of potentially risky with all the weird shit going on. Like back in our days, sort of, I guess there was no such thing really. Like, you know, I mean, kinda, I guess already was in a way, but you're playing MMO and everything, it was a little less weird back then. Less weirdos to encounter, and still probably were some already more advanced users, I guess, right? That more advanced weirdos, but it was still kind of like way less. Now with the internet being that big and popular, and so many people having access, and so many kids having access way too early and stuff, it is very bonka. True. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like, user-generated content might be insane. I mean, that's how we got, like, you know, the whole MOBA genre and stuff, right? And Battle Royale and stuff, you know, like all the mega popular things. Not all, but many of them were created by just like people making like mods, custom mobs. So yeah. Yeah, Portable, I feel like nowadays it's kinda like not the best idea, you know. Probably not the best idea. Without supervision, wouldn't recommend. Like, one thing is letting, like, you know, like back in my day at least, right? Like the internet was like this fucking little modem until I was already like what, 15, I guess, or something. Around that actually, I think. Like 2004, even later, I feel. Like 2004 was Ragnarok time already. I was 15, but first I was starting still on like modem at home. Only like probably like end of 14 or maybe even in 15 early. I got the proper. No, wait, no. 2004, not 14. It's a little too far there. A little too far. 2004 and 2005, around that time probably, I got like some decent access to the internet, you know, to hang out there more reliably in MMOs and everything. When it was kind of like, you know, no MMOs, just like some website browsing with like the modem and stuff. Like, yeah, sure, there's porn and stuff in the internet, right? But like, I mean, that is maybe not that bad, depending on the age and stuff, obviously too. But yeah, I think one way or another, like some people I remember had like we had those like caps, right, to play, those like circles, the cardboard circles thingy that you play with. And some of them were with naked ladies, and the playing cards with naked ladies were also like, you know, very dank commodity to get a hold of. For example, you instantly get like plus rep pretty much if you have the playing cards with naked ladies and stuff. So, you know, that thing, people kind of were getting access one way or another, I guess, and no matter what. But when it goes into like the multiplayer and everything, then it goes scarier, because then there is already a bunch of weirdos involved. Kids get content to internet and stuff. I mean, that's inevitable. The problem with that also is that if you limit too much, especially later, like Obviously, like in very young age, sure, but as soon as they start going, you know, like to school and everything, you can't really do that because like you limit them something, while other like classmates and stuff have access to that. They're either gonna become like pariahs and get bullied and stuff in school potentially, right? Or they're just gonna like be maybe not bullied and stuff, but still gonna feel like they some sort of like, you know, like I don't know, like some sort of worse kids or something, you know, or like a worse family because everyone has access to that and they don't, you know. So that's also kind of tricky. There's a lot of nuance to parenting. There is a lot of nuance to that, and unfortunately, and not a lot of people are actually willing to, you know, to face that properly, I guess, too. And it's easier to just like give the iPad with everything and let them go, and let them go. Let's go next. And speaking also about the Roblox and like, you know, not hearing about it and everything, I think Twitch is like doing some sort of like big pivoting towards the Roblox now, actually, to attract the new audience from there. Speaking of, not sure if it's gonna be here in the news somewhere, but I saw that before. Let's see. Oh, it's a little more stuff to go in a little, since we still have like an hour. Playing some Roblox. Don't think so. Don't think so. Don't seem like my kind of jam. Even though I guess some of the mini games there are kind of cool and stuff, probably. But I have so much shit to play that not sure if I have time for that also. Not so sure. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Oh, you remember, is the playtest still going? What was the name of the game? The sort of like Ragnarok fan remake. Alright, let's scroll through this a little too. The Spirit Way on. Let's see. I need to maybe try to find time for that a little bit. Could be. It's a definite playtest actually. I got a bit of a Ragnarok Online at home there. Sounds like an insane, you know, fan of the style though, but I mean, gotta need to see. Gonna need to see him. Might be fun. Might be fun. I'll go next. Oh, this one. This one got funded, eh? Age of Sail MMO Ahoy funded on Kickstarter for almost $800,000 with a long list of stretch goals. There it is. More and more, 790,000 on this one. That's kind of like, not sure, man. MMO and the budget like that. I've got a bunch of stretch goals for that one too to deal with. I'm Not so sure about that one. I think we saw when they started, I was also kind of like questioning it, you know, like making MMO on such budget. Can they? Can they really? No, actually, yeah. Speaking of Roblox again, I guess. Roblox and YouTube open an in-game museum to celebrate 1 trillion video views. How many times Roblox videos have gotten views on YouTube? There it is. With the in-game museum. I already even have some insane reactions to that too, looks like. There it is, man. The NCSoft Q2 2025 Guild Wars 2 quarterly revenues sink to a lowest since before End of Dragons. The Guild Wars 2 not doing that well. The worst quarter. Dropping 32% in revenue since this quarter last year. Last game the game dipped this low, my count was Q4 2020. MMO was like at its lowest in COVID year. How so, dude? How is that possible? NCSoft PC division actually did fairly well last quarter overall, thanks to in large part to Aeon and Blade and Soul. And they're still farming with that stuff. True, stay true, huh? Well, that's like, you know, for MMO enjoyers, I guess, so. And both of which double down hard on legacy content. A new casual mobile division, oof. Capitalizes on NCSoft's advanced AI and data technologies to expand into the casual mobile gaming market. Oh dude, the mobile slope is gonna be insane with AI. Like, holy shit. It's like even the handmade mobile games are looking like AI slope, man. And now with the actual AI, it's gonna be insane, probably. NCSoft delayed Project Triple L. And how you call the ship, that's how it's gonna sail, dude. Careful with those names. The Triple L sounds a little too much. Bruh. Okay. Another one. Holy shit. Ragnarok Libre is another version of multiplayer ARPG tied to the blockchain. There it is, another one. You find kinda weird that we've seen 3 more versions of MMORPG Ragnarok Online announced. Wait, which ones were that? Oh yeah, Returns. Wait, Returns we've already seen before, no? Ragnarok V returns, yet another Ragnarok mobile MMO launching this summer. Okay, this is Ragnarok M Classic. Returns we've seen before, yeah. Maybe it's because Ragnarok V returns now? I don't know, was it actually a V returns there? Launching North America, South America. On August 7th, actually. Damn, it's already out. Og, let's go. It was VV returns, alright. Og. Let's see what we have there. Pre-registration already probably closed anyway. Not gonna even load, I assume. Might also be like IP locked and stuff too. Most likely, since it's not loading even. Ragnarok 3 I think opens, this one is just kind of borked, I guess. Alright. See how it is. From the Legend of Ragnarok Online. Elevates the legacy of the classic MMORPG. I like how they like ask them, you know, like about Ragnarok 3, like, yo guys, you gotta add all this like atrocious mobile trash, you know, and they were like just like posted a bunch of like completely non-answer, you know, stuff that we're making the game in the spirit of the original, you know, so the old school fans will enjoy it. And just like, bro, answer the question, man. I see, Steve, I see. Yeah, they got such shitty monetization that they got removed and like banned in some countries, even some of their games. And that's why Ragnarok 3 was actually supposed to never come in Europe. I think they changed it though in the end. I don't know. I think they removed some of the countries where the game is not going to be working, and that at least some EU countries got removed from there. I think. So I guess they will be actually releasing there. Which is the third one? Oh yeah, Ragnarok Classical. So yeah, that one is like early September. I thought maybe actually I will try that shit. It's kind of funny because they did the classic remaster of the game, kind of going for like, we only have one currency now, you know, it's gonna be like absolutely not pay to win anymore. Apparently, that was a fat fucking lie, so it is still fucking pay to win and shit. Yeah, Zenny can totally be purchased for cash money. So yeah, it didn't change a thing. Didn't change a thing. So maybe I'll check, but not so sure. And just for memes, it's gonna be another like, you know, mobile slope anyway. So Ragnarok Libre, next generation idle RPG set in the beloved Ragnarok universe and modern Web3 features. Damn Pog. Tied to company's cryptocurrency, which is currently not exactly high in value. See, you're right. 4 base classes with 24 job advancements, PvP, GVG, open marketplace, lets players trade items in Zenny game currency, which eventually will be traded for D-Labs token. Game available to play in browser mobile through the Line game launcher. Well, its launch is being marked with events such as 30 million D-Labs airdrop, user-generated content contest for a piece of 300,000 D-Labs prize pool, which we repeat is not really valuable. Let's see. Insane. Man, poor fucking Ragnarok franchise. Like, at some point I kind of started thinking that maybe it is the shittiest publisher you can get. And maybe there is even worse though. Now next. Now what else do we have there? Oh, is it? Wait. Dual Universe Sunset events include a ship-sharing event to immortalize players' creation. Shutting down the MMORPG version of Dual Universe. That sounds familiar. But then some like announcement shows a while ago. A new job game from Saber, wait, which one? Or kind of like Roadcraft and stuff like that. They're shutting down this one too then. Don't even think it was kind of fully out really. Doked? Damn. They do be doking. Baby doking there. Yeah, they deport stuff now, alright. A realistic simulator operate heavy machinery, restore and develop the port's infrastructure, manage day-to-day operations to help you port expand and thrive. Oh no, not this kind of mechanics, please. They kind of like, they going through some like, you know, playwayization a little bit. Instead of focusing on actual, you know, vehicles and mechanics, they just kind of like adding a bunch of like unnecessary shit in my opinion. That probably a lot of like people don't really like care. I mean, I guess people do care since they play playway shit, right? So, I guess. Saber known for? Oh, bro, Saber, like, well, first of all the snow runners and stuff is their shit, pretty much. Snow runners, mud runners, roadcraft, you know, expeditions, all that kind of stuff. Then they have Space Marine 2, for example. And then they had the Zombo one also. Which one? Well, World War Z or whatever, right? Also, back in the day. They do actually a lot of shit, really. Yeah, World War Z it was. Yeah, SnowRunner, Roadcraft, Insurgency Stand, Storm, World War Z. Dakar Desert Rally. Oh, Ghostbusters also, right? WWE even. NBA 2K Playgrounds. Yeah, there's the Mud Runner too. Saber is massive. Saber is fucking huge, dude. Saber is actually really huge. Don't want to know what Z stands for because they still have the development team in Russia, you know. They still do. On these like departments or that. Did some restructuring, but I think it's still there. This dankness. Bill Roper teases new Lovecraftian co-op extraction RPG called Innsmouth Mysteries. The co-op extraction Lovecraftian. From the Hellgate and Cryptic. Cooperative open world craft and survival RPG set in an apocalyptic Old West. Third-person co-op horror extraction RPG where supernatural investigators race to explore a mysterious 1920s seaside town to prevent the summoning of an ancient evil before the clock strikes midnight. There it is. At least that kind of sounds a little original, a little more original. How good it will be though, that's a different story. Alright, next. Oh yeah, there it is. Everything comes to an end. Skyforge releases final patch and showers players with currency. See, the Skyforge is over. The MMO made by Obsidian. Back in the day. Back in the day. Pony in Shambles, yeah. Don't even mention that. They don't even mention that. Closing down European American servers. I wonder if it's still running in Russia actually. Maybe they'll keep those around. Because it's also Nova 4 Game again, which is basically a Russian company. But yeah, that one I was kind of surprised even that it survived that long. Even though it was from Obsidian, it did seem like kinda, you know, a little too generic for market, I feel. Alright, next. What else do we have there? Cleaning some MMO news to element, I guess. Real quick. There's not that much going on. Oh. Superhero MMORPG Ship of Heroes delays its launch and pricing to August 25th. So that was a delay that we've seen today already, alright. Thanks to Steam, eh? Steam tells us we have approval to launch with the subscription mode. So they didn't get the permission there. Decided to postpone the launch until Monday, August 25th. 7-day delay. Let's see, yeah. The Outer Worlds 2 hype. I mean, I would say really hype, but I would be down. I would be down. See if I'm gonna be able even to secure the review key, but I guess it's Game Pass, so that I might be able to secure at least. That I might. And the classic Steam right there. Oh, World of Warcraft post Gamescom reveals panels and events plan. They're going to Gamescom also. Opening night live presentation. Oh, so they're gonna even like show us something on opening night live for World of Warcraft. Damn son. Insane. A demo player housing. Do them some time. Do them some time to get the player housing there. Busy with Ball and Pit. True. Nah, the ones I would be interested to play though. If I would have an opportunity, I would. I would. But yeah, depends on like what's gonna be there, what the schedule gonna look like. Overall, I wouldn't mind. Overall, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't really mind. But we'll see, we'll see. SteamDB refuses to open for me though. Come on, dude. What is this shit? It's working before, now it doesn't. I'm not so sure. Need to do some changes probably in the thing here. No, it shouldn't be there. You open the SteamDB. It's so weird, man. It doesn't work on... Actually, let me try a different browser. Maybe it will work there because it's like such random. I thought it was something... Uzbekistan, I had some Fiesta with that. Armenia was fine though. Try here. Oh yeah, alright. Works in Firefox, nice. Gonna have that always. I already was thinking that I need to put it in the list of domains and the magic tool. Maybe. Yeah, in Chrome it doesn't work whatsoever. Mozilla, there it is, no problems. No problemos there. No problemos. They've done a war with 15k people playing already. That's a big pog. I'm gonna motivate them to make the Dawn of War 3 remaster. Finally. Finally. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. And the bazaar is also farming. I can imagine with 1,000 people playing. 1,500. Cute. Subnautica 1 all of a sudden with 15k. The fuck is going on there? What? Oh, it's a sale probably. Yeah, it was on sale, I think. I saw below zero on sale, but I assume this one also. A new all-time low. Ah, I see, I see. Big discounts. Big discounts. The Delta Force is pumping again. Oh, that insane update there. The peak is going full trend in mode. Let's see what do we have in the upcoming. One moment. The upcoming was kind of Pipiega there. But let me see if I can get that right. I did change the structure there a little. Alright, I guess works. And the Stone Sharded big update. Nice, nice. And the SS also they're gonna be? I see. Yeah, it's already for next week. Good, huh? Femboy Footer House. There it is. Huh? Instantly the bangers there. There you go. The Footer Runner Big Dick Edition also, alright. They got them all, man. They got them all. Like the whole week results. Results for the whole week there. The old visual novels, probably not all, Gonna get some, you know, the RPG Maker stuff as usual, the staple there. The fuck is this even, dude? The names, man. I'm gonna get the full plot, you know, and just the game title there. Classic. Such low amount of followers and stuff there too. You say like the Coomer games are easy. They ain't that easy. Let's see. There's probably even Danker ones there, I would assume. It's probably even Danker ones, even the multiple pages. Fine, I'm just gonna keep going with the big ones. Yeah, just switch this way. Nothing gonna really change though. Now there's hurdling. I'm probably gonna play that. I'm gonna check that at least a little bit. Yeah, this the same week pretty much. Okay, this one. Yeah, Metal Gear already. Almost time. Like Gears of War. Okay, Follower Sword. Garden of Bonbon 8. Another one, dude. Another one already. True 500, true, huh? Yeah, Herdling, we're gonna check. Davy X Jones. Already too deep there into dankness. A little too deep. At least in terms of big releases, nothing super crazy. Gonna be some catching up with things I still need to play there. Wait, already? Oh yeah, it's the Bloober one, right. And already out very soon. Oh, the Demon X Machina also. You wouldn't really mind Demon X Machina, but yeah, so like on Lurkit they have like some weird like the regional stuff. Like you either like lie on Lurkit where you live, or if you answer or where you kind of like from and stuff, where you live, or if you answer like properly, you're gonna get cucked with all the games because a lot of games just like target like Europe and US. That's it. All the other country gone. Don't care about you there. Georgia, Armenia, who? Oh yeah, Helizas are also gonna play, yeah. Helizas are gonna play. I gonna check that one out. Play the demo, gonna play the full version too. That I will. Metal Eden had some AI news there. What was that about it? The Deep Silver there. What was about that one? Isn't it out already, like an early access or something? Because I do remember that. No, I guess not. Adrenaline Rush Sci-Fi FPS. Not so sure, not so sure. There's another one where there's no gameplay here. Oh, there is some, alright, I guess. Yeah, voice acting is something like that, I see. Huh? I guess have some disclosures there. Voiceover content partially created through AI voice generation tools. There it is. Partially. Just partially, bro. Clover Pit was kind of nice. Not something like to play like for a while, but kind of nice. Let's see. Huh? Tales of Legendary Lust. The base voice acting already terrible, let's see. Huh? Then it's Borderlands 4 time. Right, the baby steps. Prepare for all the Twitch streaming that one there. The one descriptive game name, VR Hentai Lesbian 6. At least probably kind of like easy to farm the search requests and stuff. It's like the week of Coomers right there, looks like. The Coomer week. And the Borderlands, yeah. Oh yeah, Heroes of the Seven Islands, huh? I can play that shit then. We can play that. That was a nice demo. I play Baby Steps? Nah, not really. The suffering likes is not my jam, really. Not my jam exactly. amount of time you amount of time you torture yourself with this, you can spend on playing something actually good, you know. Like if I want to torture myself, I would rather go for some like Souls-like or some stuff instead of this, you know, like torturing for the sake of torture, for the sake of content, I guess. It's I guess kind of fun seeing like people being stuck when it's like, you know, already like a big channel. And then you can just like watch paint dry and it's still gonna be exciting for people to discuss and chat and stuff. But for small streamers, I think those suffering likes and stuff is just kind of like the snore fest for people in the end, because chat gonna slowly die and everything's gonna die completely. And the Garfield card too, No, Dying Light the Beast also. Oh, Fata Deum actually. Wait, really? Ah, all of a sudden they got the actual release date. The Airsoft. Was it also Hooded Horse and there's someone publishing this one? They changed publishers. Yeah, there was a demo of that one. It is kind of like it was Hooded Horse, yeah. Something sus going on. Something sus going on. Yeah, played the demo. It was alrighty, but yeah, it had no release date and it was Hooded Horse. And now suddenly not. Maybe they co-publishing though or something. Not just Aerosoft, huh? It's also early access, yeah. I mean, we'll see. Maybe if it would be Hooded Horse, and then I would say for sure. Aerosoft, from Aerosoft I got like one simulator that I haven't even played yet so far. I couldn't find time, so yeah, not sure if I'm gonna get this. We'll see. Goblin cleanup. Oh yeah, it's this one, alright. Play as a bunch of goblins cleaning stuff. Thought that one was already. Thought that one was already out. I guess not. Then the superhero simulator. Finally someone made it. I hate my wife with streamer. Damn son, what a game. It's interesting how like some, I guess maybe some weeks with no like big releases or something. Wouldn't say this one is full of big releases though, when they put all the Coomer stuff out. Silent Hill F, it's end of September already. Endless Legend 2, man, I can play the shit out of it probably. That would be nice, that would be nice. Could be, hella could be. With Aerosoft as a publisher too. Could be. The Futana remaster. Creepy a redneck dinosaur mansion 1 a re-raptor. Damn son. Already getting a re-raptor there. The Yump Space. This one could be nice, they renamed it, right? It was Yump something else, and now it's Yump Space. Very shallow. But I mean, well, it's also cool though, right? So that is already a bit of a limiting factor there instantly. But yeah, this is PvE, yeah? No, not exactly the PvP slope there. Could be interesting. Considering the amount of followers, they're probably kind of farming quite good, eh? Oh, then Venice? Wait, really? Oh, it's quarter 3, alright, so it's like automatically assigned as, you know, since it's the last week of quarter 3, they just like gonna show these two, which is the same with the jump space actually, yeah. Super Fantasy Kingdom, I assume the same. Yep, quarter 3. So it's just like basically like a bunch of games that don't have exact date yet. Well, yeah, you can see here, I guess. Don't need to hover. All of that they got here. Now, easy delivery was nice. Might be interesting, we'll see if it will be out in quarter 3. We'll see. Fattening career. Looking at the picture, I guess I know what kind of fattening there goes, huh? Oh, they hold Barcelona. Ah, it says September. Okay, we'll see. A little Barcelona also might be kind of alright. Not sure I would commit to it hard though. The demo was already. Ooh, elation for the one. Ah, it's also quarter 3. Man, this will be the dankness there. And the demo was dank. I'm very short though, but yeah, this is the stop motion, the Omega stop motion, and the way to dank one. Kind of got lost already with the way to dank side of the game dev Twitter. I need to return. I need to find time and read. There's a backlog now of dankness for me to check. I need to look into it, find some more interesting projects. But that will be good if it will be actually out in time. And then check October, I guess, then too. It's already on it. Since already on it. The Battlefield or Kingmakers. I can't say I'm really interested myself. The Painkiller. I mean, maybe. Little Nightmare is not my jam, really. And the fake Painkiller. The Seafarer, the Ship Sim. And the Astragon. A more sim slope there. A more sim sloping. Like one scroll and you're already in the dankness there. You're already in the dankness. Oh, you don't have like the solo at all there? Oh yeah, that sucks balls then, for sure. For sure. Oh, there's the Bull Pit, 15th of October. We'll try to get that. Them hentai secrets suck my wand, son. Gachiharu. Finally some good games there. But it could be interesting. Which one was that one? Oh, Double Fine one, yeah. Could be. Surprises, like not that many people though. Not that many people like following this one though. Yet could be, not sure my jam, but could be good, eh? The Jurassic World, Ninja Gaiden. Vampire's Bloodlord Rising. Ooh. Surprisingly, like a lot of people for that shit there, huh? The Blood Moon Rising. Bloodlord. Yeah, the top list. Oh, yeah, so it's kind of like the Vampire Dynasties or something. Oh, yeah, looks like it. Yeah, Vampire, build a castle, manage your clan, expand your hold over Sangevia. Alright. So they just keep trying to make like medieval dynasty, but just under the different sauce pretty much every time. You know, looking at the amount of followers for their slope, I guess they're doing pretty good there. I guess that kind of works. That seems like also some dink. Online co-op, survival, multiplayer. I see. Let's see what it is. And the Effulgence RPG waiting for. And this looks like dink shit there. Body-based RPG where enemies are more than obstacles and the new raw material. Break them down into particles and forge weapons and gear using a matter printer. The entire world is built from text symbols arranged in 3D space, creating a uniquely striking visual style. Doesn't indeed look weird, I think. It does look dink indeed, eh? And we'll see, I guess. Could be kinda interesting. Not so sure of my jam, but I mean, could be, could be. Alright, let's finish the October then. Yeah, there goes the Arc Raiders, Outer Wilds, and the Wagon Quest. Terminator 2T No Fate. Yeah, Dark Raider is actually pumping in terms of followers and stuff. And this is Sugoi Adventure. Well, the Outer Worlds would be nice to be able to get it through Game Pass or get the copy. I would. There's actually not that crazy much going on for me to really kind of indulge myself. Let's see if I've heard it. I say. No, like smaller games though, but yeah, like Ball Pit. Sure, I will try at least to get that. That's a real quick back there. Yeah, we'll see about Jump Space, not so sure. Not so sure. Yeah, that's Legend 2. That will be good. That will be very nice. Yeah, Dying Light we'll see. Yeah, Father Deum would be nice to get. We'll see if I'll be able to. Borderlands 4, I kinda don't really care too much. Not sure. It is us, I will play for sure. That's a given. Okay, nothing crazy here for me. And yeah, that's pretty much also kinda it, I guess. But there are still kinda like smaller projects and everything to play, so we do be kinda busy there. See, I see. Well, things winding down, I don't really mind. That is my jam. That is my jam, actually. Alright, so got through the news a little less this week, looks like. Next week gonna be Gamescom Opening Night Live, Tuesday 8 PM CEST. We're watching, and there is a pre-show 6:30 or something. We're watching that too. Well, actually, we'll see what it is. If it's gonna be some, like, you know, streamers yapping and everything with nothing interesting, then maybe we're switching, because 1.5 hours of pre-show seems kinda dank. Seems kinda dank. Oh, no, 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 no. I know about the pre-show. It's because the time of event, Discord automatically transforms, and pre-shows, they wrote in description manually, and that doesn't transform, so it's 7:30 EU then time. So 7:30, 30 minutes pre-show, and then 8 p.m. the main show. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why would they do like the 1 hour 30 minutes pre-show? And then I realized that, yeah, like the time of the event transforms into my time zone, but descriptions just written by Steven European time zone. So yeah, it makes sense now. I got confused for a second there. So yeah, like 7:30 on Tuesday we start. Well, I mean, I'm gonna stream all day pretty much. Maybe a little later start, but we're gonna stream until the show. And Wednesday is also 8 p.m. CST, a future game show. So we're gonna watch gonna be two co-streams next week. Very nice, very nice. And then I guess Thursday I'll be off. So yeah, let's read the lab. Boom, there we go. So yeah, I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow Monday. Tomorrow RPG Monday. Tomorrow WKCDN. Tomorrow WKCDN. Pretty much like main quest going. Even though there's still some side activities appearing when I progress main quest, but still already like quite a lot of main questing going on. Gonna, I think, finish with the monastery part, right? So yeah, tomorrow WKCDN. Tuesday, I do have a bunch of games still to finish from the last week, like Stalingrad, for example. And there's already some new games that I also kind of want to start. Either Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll see how things go. But yeah, basically have a lot of things to play. Maybe you want to revisit a little bit of Dune. There's new drops and stuff going. So yeah, a lot of things and a whole lot of new things to play. More games to finish actually too. We did some already this week. Next week we're gonna get some too. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all the support, all the subs, the resubs, followers, donors. Appreciate a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Upcoming Sunday, I think, will be proper start, no late start. And then it's gonna be again probably like a few late starts. So yeah, a little kind of chaotic here with this visit. Like always something happening, always somewhere, always meeting some people, and feels like it wasn't a month, but it was like 2 or 3 months already. But I mean, that's also kind of good though, I guess. So yeah, see you all tomorrow, 9 a.m. CST. Love you all, guys. Bye bye.